I had no dreams of becoming an actor. That one decision led to my first film, which was Alice Janaki. It is crazy. It is unreal. You experience it and you're like, what in the world just happened? So I wouldn't say that acting is my only calling. I feel that God has multiple things in store for each one of us.
How did you discover that, okay, this is the person I want to get married to, or this is the right time?
Marriage has taught me in ways that I never imagined were possible. Because you wake up so uncertain about what is going to be your next project, what's going to be your next breakthrough.
Yeah, and sometimes even if it's the same project, you never know how the next schedule would look like.
True. So with so much of uncertainty, I start questioning myself. If you ask me, oh, do you think you're gonna get married and come back into acting and also land Shirley as a role? No way.
Yeah.
These plans were never on my mind.
And most importantly, we can't wait for ENE2 ki part 2.
I am also so excited for ENE2 ki Mehndi. I cannot tell you.
A very warm welcome to the Acts of Purpose, episode 3. And today we have Anisha with us, Anisha Ambrose, who's an actress, comes from a family of educationists, and she discovered her purpose of not just acting films, but she has 3 acts of her life, which is family, films, and faith, which is probably like a dream balance for most of us. And welcome to Acts of Purpose, Anisha.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
How did you discover your purpose? Because you did it so well for years and you're still shining. So how did you manage to discover your purpose?
So it all began. If you have to bring it into the 3 acts of purpose, then I would like to start off with my childhood first of all. I come from a very small town in Orissa, where my parents, who are second generation educational entrepreneurs, they ran the school that I studied in.
Okay.
So being the principal's daughter had its own pros and cons.
Yeah.
And of course, I had a lot of freedom, but at the same time, I had a lot of pressure on me to perform.
Yeah.
I had to excel not just in my studies, but in my extracurricular activities as well.
Correct.
So most of my childhood was just within that one campus, surrounded by friends, surrounded by routine, and a very structured life. So even after that, when I moved to Vizag to pursue my MBA, further studies, of course, and after completing my further studies, when I moved to Hyderabad, I moved with a very ordinary plan in mind. I just wanted a corporate career. I had no dreams of becoming an actor, no dreams of venturing into a new field, nothing of that sort. So it just so happened that on Facebook, I received a very random request.
Oh.
While I was working in Hyderabad, I was working for Dell while I was working here. And then I received this very random request on Facebook asking me to audition for a film.
Okay.
And my greatest support was my dad, very surprisingly. And he told me, yeah, why don't you go and try it out? That's it. That one decision led to my first film, which was Alice Janaki.
Wow.
So I think that makes the first act of how, it started off and how I entered into my career.
Yeah.
You asked about my calling. So I wouldn't say that acting is my only calling. I feel that God has multiple things in store for each one of us.
True.
Also coming from a family of educationists, for me, education plays a very important role in what I want to pursue in the future.
Right.
And because of my parents, I become a third generation education entrepreneur. But if you ask me where I felt this calling towards acting was when I took a break from films to get married and have my children. When I came back onto set, I felt a great sense of joy and excitement. And that made me understand that acting is not something that is forced in my life.
Correct.
It's something that flows very naturally. I won't say it is my only calling,
Yeah.
but I would say that it definitely gives me a sense of belonging.
True.
And I am just so grateful that I'm able to do what I love.
Definitely. And also, that's a perfect balance. Faith, family, and films. All three of them are important, and only one of them, like films, is a part of your profession.
Yes.
Rest of them is a beautiful way of how you balance things out.
Yeah.
And the three acts of your life include all three of them in every phase.
That's so true.
Like the first act is your childhood, and till the time you discovered your purpose in life. And purpose, again, is a balance of multiple things, a mix of multiple things every time. In the three acts of your life, your childhood to discovering purpose is the first act. And the second act, how did you discover that, okay, this is the person I want to get married to, or this is the right time? Or how did you decide? Because they say, like, marriage is the most important decision of your life, and it can define you for the rest of your life.
True.
And how did you land on that decision?
So let me rewind back a little bit. I was only 25 when I started acting, and I was very excited about, the glamour, endless possibilities of being in this field. And as a 25-year-old, you want to make a name for yourself. You want to, achieve the things that you presume in your mind, oh, I can be here one day. But down the line, I also realized that this whole experience brings a lot of uncertainty, because you wake up so uncertain about what is going to be your next project, what's going to be your next breakthrough.
Yeah, and sometimes even if it's the same project, you never know how the next schedule would look like.
True. So with so much of uncertainty, I start questioning myself.
Right.
That this is something I can definitely go on pursuing, but is it something that is adding value to my life as a person?
True.
And when I had all these questions in my mind, at that time, the answer was not a role or a different milestone.
Yeah.
It was settling down and finding someone and starting a family, because I have seen my parents have such a great marriage. In my family, everybody values, these personal relationships. And I always wanted something like that for myself. And I'm so glad that, I took the decision to want to get married. I took the decision to take that pause.
Right.
And I have to say it's the best decision I ever made, because I am married to somebody who loves and respects me so much, and it's the same for him as well. And I think we've made a great team together. Coming back to acting after this break of, finding myself, let me put it that way, has been even more refreshing than the person that I was before to the person that I am now.
Right.
Marriage has taught me in ways that I never imagined were possible, because going through a marriage and then, pregnancy, childbirth, it not just changes you as a mother, but it changes you as a person.
True.
And having a partner who is extremely supportive and someone who is deeply invested in you and wants to support you, not just when you're doing well, but even when you're not feeling that great about yourself, is extremely important to enjoy this journey. And God has blessed me with exactly what I prayed for. And I'm so grateful for that. Now, if you're asking me about, how I feel after coming back into the industry and working again after this long break, honestly, I feel like Shirley as a character.
Right.
Can I talk about her?
Of course.
Yeah, so Shirley I'm doing ENE2 too,
Yes.
and Shirley as a character also has evolved
Yeah.
in life, just like how I have evolved in life.
And what a comeback. You're coming back with the character that you're most loved
Yes,
and
yes, that's so true. And
such a nuanced character, and you
yes,
played it so well.
thank you. Shirley as a character was something nobody told me how she needs to act or react or talk or behave. She was someone I perceived in my mind, and I birthed her from my head, right? And honestly, coming back to playing her, both of us, she as a character and me as a real life person, both of us have evolved. Life has taught us many things.
So beautiful.
So playing Shirley again was not like going back to an old role.
Yeah.
It was like meeting an old friend.
Wow.
And both of you have just evolved in life and met each other
Right,
again.
right.
So she is someone who is extremely personal to me. And I don't think that there would have been any other role that would have done justice to me as a person who wants to, try this again, give it another shot. I don't think there would have been any other role that would have been perfect as she is. I'm so happy to play her again.
That's amazing. And I can't wait to
Thank
see you as Shirley again in ENE2. So, and you did not submit to the setbacks, but you came with a great comeback. And especially after you realized that this is my purpose and what I love doing, what I enjoy doing,
Yes.
and something that makes me feel so
Liberated.
energized,
Yeah.
liberated.
Yes.
And the best part about your journey is that you evolved. And a lot of people skip that part of evolution. They believe that they evolved, but they really don't.
See, to each their own.
Yeah, absolutely.
For everybody, how you evolve and how you become a better version of yourself is different.
Correct.
For me, this is what helped me.
Correct.
Marriage has made me a much more secure person.
Right.
Just being surrounded by people who genuinely love you, genuinely want to be there for you, it makes you love yourself more.
True.
And to be somebody like that, when you're coming back into a creative field like this, is very, very important.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a better actor also. At least I am judging myself right now.
I'm
And
sure.
left for the audiences to judge once they watch the film.
Right.
But you are your first critic for anything, and I feel like
and
in
as
many
long as you're
ways.
satisfied with your performance,
Yes, so satisfied
it
and so
comes out very
happy
differently.
and so confident
Yeah.
more than anything else,
True,
because
true.
my mind is set on the right things, and so I'm enjoying it so much more.
That's nice. And also because that's the best part of being an artist of any form. You can be a performing artist or any form of artist, but you don't do it expecting a certain result or a reward. You do it because you love it. And as long as you're satisfied with, oh, I did my best possible for this particular role or an art form or writing or whatever. But that's, as long as that's intact, I think it'll speak to people. The authenticity speaks to people and through the characters you play and the cinema you make. A lot of my co-writers, filmmakers also take pride in saying that we are almost immortals. You're there on screen forever. For generations to come, and it'll pass on, and stories go a very, very, very long way.
So true.
And the characters you play stay with people for a very long time.
Yes, that's so true.
So before going into the third act, I know you spoke about the second act of your life, but I would like to address or highlight something specific. How did you meet your husband? And if you can share anything about your love story, and how did you decide that this is the right thing to do at this point of my life?
To be very honest, there is not really much you can do. Everybody, you hope that you will meet the right person. everybody says right person for
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
right? I knew for a fact that I'm not good with decision making, especially with
What are you saying?
in this.
Okay, okay.
We all have our own set of poor decisions that we
Yeah,
made in
yeah,
our
of
past
course.
with
Of
relationships.
course.
And I was also at that stage.
Right.
And when I did decide that I want to meet or at least want to think of a future with somebody,
Yeah.
I knew that I didn't want to get married just because it is expected of me.
Yeah.
I wanted to get married. First and foremost, I wanted to fall in love.
Yeah.
Falling in love was very important to me.
Yeah.
So when my parents or, you know, loved ones who wanted the best for me,
Of course.
wanted me to, put my name up on a matrimonial website or meet people whom they thought
Right, for
would be
you.
good for
Yeah.
me, that was not the way I wanted to do it. And I was very clear with that.
Yeah.
I said, I want something, if it has to happen, it has to happen
Yeah.
organically, if I
Right.
have to put it that way.
True.
So in that moment of absolute cluelessness,
Yeah.
I prayed. I mean, it may sound
Wow.
very strange to people who
Yeah.
are watching right now, but it was as simple as that. Like, and I still remember the prayer I prayed. I prayed asking God to lead me to a person who is equally prepared for marriage like I
Right.
am. And during that time that I am searching, or God is, putting me in the path of
Right.
leading me to that person,
Yeah.
I wanted to prepare myself mentally and emotionally for marriage and to meet this person.
Correct.
During that time, my thing was that I'm not going to play around. I'm not going to do any sort of casual dating or
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I'm going to prep myself to
Correct.
meet this person, because if you meet a person who wants marriage, you also have to be prepared to move in that direction.
Correct. Correct.
And the funniest thing was that my husband was in my friend circle.
Okay.
We knew each other for quite a long time, but he was in a totally different path and I was in a totally different path. But when the time was right, and when things were just unfolding, everything happened so naturally. And the best thing was that when we started expressing our love for each other, we both were in the same place in life. We both wanted a marriage. We both wanted to move ahead. We both wanted a partnership. We wanted to invest into our partner completely. Now, that for me was divine intervention.
True.
Because sometimes, everybody at some point in their life would have said a random prayer in their head, right?
Yeah.
But when your prayers start getting answered, and getting answered so specifically, is when your belief becomes more and more. And the best part of our marriage is that anything in the future, be it parenting, be it anything, we wanted to do it together. And I think we were just so ready for the journey ahead of us. And it was as simple as that, honestly, because I didn't want to make a wrong choice. There were a lot of people who, even my then manager, who told me, saying that if I decided to quit my career and go ahead to get married, that I would lose everything. I would not have a established career. I would have to start off again, and advice for me that marriage was wrong, and I'm not going to get anywhere with it. But it has been the best decision of my life, and I still have an opportunity to come back right now and start off again, because our industry also has evolved so much. Female actors are not treated like how they used to be treated before.
Yeah,
The ones who are married also have a great career ahead of them. So I think everything has worked out beautifully, and I'm just so grateful.
Yeah.
See, everybody wants the right partner,
absolutely.
but nobody wants to be the right partner.
And also the part where most people skip is that they don't, like, you have prepared for
Yes.
it and you knew that you had to be ready when the right person. And a lot of people keep giving, again, blame shifting on right time, wrong person, right time. They just give themselves a few reasons to
Yes.
be stuck probably. And
Yes.
sometimes it's unfortunate too.
It's very
I will
unfortunate
agree. Like
sometimes.
some,
Yes. That's the exact reason why I knew that I would make a make a
Exactly.
wrong decision.
yeah,
Because I had seen it happen in my
correct.
past.
And also
and you know,
prepared
broken
based
relationships
on
can,
that.
yeah,
You did
and
not take it for granted
I did
because,
not.
and you did not feel like that's something I learned from you right
Oh,
now.
really? So
Because you
sweet.
you did not feel like a victim. I've seen, I mean, these are the women that add so much strength to your life and they
Yeah.
guide you in the right way
Yeah.
because they don't feel like victims. They fight back with the right preparation and they realize their mistakes, they acknowledge their mistakes, and without acknowledgement, you don't grow. You are kind of blocking your own growth by feeling like a victim. It's always nice to feel like a victim, and with women, a lot of people around you also will give you that sympathy and solace that you need.
Yeah. It's very easy to drown in your own feelings
yeah.
because those feelings are extremely real.
Correct.
And I'll not say that I wasn't drowning in my own.
Of
I
course
went
you
through
have.
that phase.
Yes, but you have
Of course,
processed it.
I processed it, and in desperation, I came to God.
Yeah.
And when I went to Him with my request, I was very specific, and my answer to my prayer also was very specific.
Correct.
And I'm seeing the fruits of it in my life today.
Right.
Because both my husband and I are so compatible. We adore each other, we love each other. There is not a point in our life where you see something off.
Yeah.
I give God the credit because He answered my prayer.
Absolutely.
He came through for me, and He gave me what my heart desired.
True.
So if I know that I was not capable of landing in this place, but this step of mine in faith got me here.
Yeah.
So I have to give credit where credit is due.
True.
Yeah.
I'll share a small story. There was a prayer request I made, but also, like you said, preparation was the process I went through.
Yes.
I was not qualified for a certain role. I was not practically, like, if you see on paper, you need a certain role, like a CXO role, and a certain number as a salary. And practically, you have certain criteria, right? You need an MBA. You need MBA from like tier 1 colleges, A colleges, and or a certain amount of experience. Nothing ticked off in the list, but I still got to be that only because the prayers were answered and the prep was happening. Like, although the degree was not intact, practically I was learning from people who are already there. Like the CXOs I was working with back in the day, I was learning from the behavior to what can I do right. And recently I was reading this article also. A lot of people work on achieving a certain goal, but they don't work on themselves.
True.
Like, to get a job, you need a degree, is what people think. But how are the people paying you that don't hold anything, don't hold any great fancy graduations? And people right from smallest of the behavior to onto like how to talk, how to sit, how to shake hands with people. They don't work on the smallest of things, but expect incredible results and abnormal numbers. It cannot happen. And before working on your life, you have to work on yourself.
Yes.
And I know
and you have
it's
to
not
learn.
possible.
You have to learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
If you don't learn from your mistakes, you will still. At least I have seen my life where you are still you're in a loop.
Correct.
And sometimes you can't break out of that loop. You say the same thing happens to me again and again. That's because you're choosing the same kind of people. You're not prepared enough to move ahead in life.
Yeah, and
so it is nothing is causing this except you yourself and your own decisions. And that is exactly where I was.
And also because they don't know what they want.
Yes.
They, like,
Yes,
In your
it's
case, with
very
the
true
idea
that you
of
need to
marriage.
know what
Yeah,
you want.
true.
Yeah, that's so true.
With marriage, and in my case with career, the decisions were made when we acknowledged the mistakes also in the
Yes,
past and
yes,
of ourselves. But
yeah,
it's very easy to give ourselves reasons to feel better about for that day.
yes.
But is it really going to help you in the long run, or building your future? It won't.
See, honestly speaking, when in any relationship,
Yeah,
you have to be, number one, invested in that
true,
person.
true.
Number two, love is not a feeling.
No.
You have to show up for the person every single
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
and you have to be there for them in the good and in the bad.
yeah.
And that is a conscious decision that you
Correct,
have to
correct.
make.
Yeah.
It is not a feeling. Oh, today you are feeling very romantic and you're okay with for marriage,
Yeah.
but marriage is extremely refining, and it changes you as a person. So if
100%.
you don't have the right perception in your mind about the journey that you're embarking on,
Right.
you will be in for a very big shock,
Correct, correct.
and then you will not know how to deal with it.
Yeah,
But having said that, to go on this journey with another person
yeah,
is the beauty about marriage.
correct,
You're not doing it alone.
correct.
You're doing it with another person
Yeah.
who equally loves you.
Yeah,
That is the beauty, because it makes everything so much more lighter. You're not just thrown into something to discover what it is on your own, and you have a great partner with you. You know, you can figure things out together
right.
and with each other.
Correct.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
But not every relationship I can say, is worthy of being invested in.
that's true.
But how do you land a relationship that is actually so worthy? You can't do it on your own strength. You can't do it because your friend is telling you this person is good. You can't do it because some matrimonial website told you that this person is good. Of course, for a lot of people, it works.
Yeah.
There are many people who have found their soulmates through this. But there is always a if and a but.
Yeah.
Right? So for me to put my faith in something bigger and larger, like the God whom I believe in,
Right.
I knew that God can never make mistakes.
Correct.
I, as a human, I'll make it,
Yeah.
but He can never do it.
Yeah.
And I am an example
Yeah.
to what can happen when you put faith in something like
True.
this. So it's nothing. And so when you see the life that we are living also right now, through, I won't say we don't have any difficult moments.
Yeah.
Life, you will always have something challenging, something difficult, but the equation of having faith
Yeah.
changes things so much,
Yeah.
because you know that even if you're in a bad situation, it will come out for good for you.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody has that.
Not really.
And how you were telling me just now that you were not qualified
Yeah.
to have this particular job position, but you prayed for it.
Yeah. Prayed
And
and prepared.
Prepared for
Yes.
it. And you landed exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
This is not something of luck or chance.
It can't be. It has to be
It
God.
has to be something
Yeah.
more divine, something greater working in the
True.
picture, right? These kind of things don't happen.
Yeah.
And you and I understand it because we have the same faith and thought process, and it's unreal.
Yeah.
It is not something we are talking about just because, we're following something. It is crazy. It is unreal. You experience it and you're like, what in the world just happened? This cannot be true.
Yeah.
Right? And we've had those kind of experiences. And I think that changes it for you completely. After that, you're not the same person. And you're like, man, there is something that is working here. It's crazy. Like a magician comes to you and there's a small trick. You're like, how did he do this?
Right.
Right? It's the same thing. I'm not saying God is, of course, it's like a magician's work, right, in your life, but he is far more greater than that.
No, and one of them is definitely in our control. The other one is not. The
Yeah.
result is not. But
Yeah.
preparation is the part most people skip, firstly.
Yeah.
And also, way God humbles you, like when you actually see the result of
True.
your prayer,
True.
it can go either ways, right?
Yeah.
Like some people, not most, but some people might take that reward for granted, maybe. Like you get the right partner and then you don't treat them well. Or you get the right job, but you don't do enough justice to it.
Yeah.
But the best way to take this through and navigate through all the situations, hardships, like in a marriage, you might
Yeah.
have good days, bad days,
You
but
always
how
have
you
good days and bad
navigate,
days.
yeah, how you navigate and stick together and
Yes. It
solve the
requires a
situation.
lot of humility.
Yeah,
You have to be humble. You
Yeah.
have to sometimes, you have to think of other people and other situations before yourself.
true.
And the
Always.
greatest thing about marriage is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And all these things are not easy things.
No.
That's why it's very easy
Yeah.
to not want it than to put in all this hard work and
Yeah.
everything and keep it preserved.
Correct.
It's a lot of hard work.
It is.
And something needs to give you the confidence to keep going.
Yeah.
And if I put that confidence in myself, I will give up. But because I'm grateful that I did not, in a moment when I did not deserve
Yeah.
a blessing like this,
Correct.
in desperation, when I looked to God, He blessed me with exactly what I wanted.
Correct.
That fills you with a lot of gratefulness.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it wouldn't have happened in
Yeah.
your life.
Absolutely.
And the number of times that I tried doing it on myself, I failed miserably.
Yeah.
So when I look back at it now, I am all the time grateful. So that keeps me in my limits with whatever I try to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's how you sustain it. When
Yeah.
God gives you something,
Yeah.
you're grateful for it, like you
Yeah.
said, and it humbles you as a person. Also, you become more softer and you're more kind to people around you, and because you got something so unfair
Yes.
and out of nowhere.
Out of
and
nowhere.
it was in your head,
Yeah.
an image of this perfect partner,
Yes.
and I had this image of a perfect career, whatever.
Yes.
All of us go through that phase and skip giving glory to the right source. And when you, like, for the sake of it, even if you do, sustaining it and working on it every single day, it's like a long run gratification.
Not everybody believes in true love these days. Not everybody believes in a partner who will love you so much, and where you will, it's not just the love you are giving,
Correct.
but the love that you are receiving from the other side.
Right.
I don't think many people believe in that kind of relationship anymore.
Yeah.
And it is only divine intervention that I have it
Yeah.
today.
True.
And so I can speak of it so confidently.
Yeah.
And it is priceless.
Yeah.
It is priceless when
Yeah.
you have it.
And it's so beautiful. Like, they say you need to have a God-centered marriage, and only then it cannot, like, two people can't make it work. It's impossible because life happens. You go through so many things every
Yes.
day. And God-centered marriages are so important, relationships are so important, but also career. You have to take God in every area of your life, and you
Yes.
will see the difference.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't even try, but you get the opportunities. Like in
Yes.
the example I was giving you, I didn't
Yes.
even try for it. I had
Yes.
it in my mind, just in my
Yes.
mind. Did not share it with anyone but God. And the number I wrote down, it was, I mean, I still have it. It's in writing. I wrote it, and in a month and a half, I got a call, and I didn't even ask for a certain number. It came from their end to me as an offer,
Yes.
and
And
I just
when you
had to
watch
take
it,
it.
when you see that happen, you're like, what?
Yeah, like, who
Can
knew
it
this?
be true?
Yeah.
It can't happen. Things
True.
cannot be so perfect
Accurate.
and
You won't
so
believe
accurate.
it's dot, like perfect
Yeah,
number,
yeah.
exact
Yeah.
row, everything was exact. But then that's why it's important to speak to God. And one of my spiritual mentors mentioned this. When you can't carry things, and also it's not good to share your story with too many people, and you keep, like, somebody cut you, you keep bleeding on others. You can't do that. You go to God and share your problems,
See, not
cry it out,
everybody.
do
See,
whatever
I'll
you
tell you,
want.
not everybody has this equation with God. There are a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of people who don't even, they don't even believe in God, or they don't even have, that understanding about it. For those people, having relationships or people who are really invested in your life
Yeah.
around you
Yeah.
helps a lot.
True.
But at the same time, for us who have this equation, we don't need those people.
No.
We have something that is so constant
True.
that even if we don't have these people around us
Right.
who are really invested in us,
Right.
still we are okay.
True.
That's the only difference.
No, sometimes even if, like with women especially, you might have amazing community around you, best friends, cousins, sisters,
Yes.
everybody, but still, they are not constant in terms of they are there in your life. They wish well for you. They look out for you, but then they also have a life, right? They also go through situations, things, and you never know. Like the when you want them exactly, they might not show up. But if instead of sulking that, oh, this friend did not show up, or sister, brother, nobody showed up, you know there is a constant. And that's the beauty of having a God-centered life more than having a God-centered, like categorizing it to a certain area of your life, like God-centered marriage or a career. No, it has to be a God-centered life. Only then it's possible. And the possibility is, people will explore the possibility only when they try and experience it.
Yes. See, you have to try and experience it. For sure. If I didn't try and experience it, I wouldn't be sitting here today talking about it.
Correct, correct.
And it takes a lot
Yeah,
for a person who has never done it before
yeah,
to actually want to do it.
true.
But it's
True.
worth the try.
Yeah,
And there, I wouldn't say that every prayer is answered. Every prayer is answered with the way that you want it to
no,
be
but
answered.
sometimes unanswered prayers
But
are also
it
an
is,
answer.
yes,
we
and
have to
sometimes
understand.
you have to understand that, when you are asking for intervention
Yeah,
from a divine being,
right.
you have to believe that if you do not get an answer just like how you expected it to, that divine being
Yeah,
is more than capable of channeling that same prayer into something better.
yeah, true.
And you have to trust the process.
Exactly.
And because if you look back, at least if I look back at my life and all the mistakes that I made and where I am today, I know that every mistake of mine has built me into the person that I am today.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to look back at it and say, man, I went through so much struggle.
Yeah.
It's made you, it's refined you
Correct.
into the person you are today.
Yeah.
So you have to just trust the process.
True. And again, like trusting the process is the most difficult part, but it's important for your progress. And most people skip that part, and it's very easy to blame shift the situation or God sometimes, and some people turn into.
There's a very common phrase that will come into your mind, say, it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I'm
who
such a
set the
good person.
benchmark?
I'm doing this. I'm doing
Yeah.
that. Honestly, life is in general not fair to anyone.
Yeah.
And here we receive this favor or, this capability to, prayer and seek the divine or seek God, Jesus's intervention into our situation is like a key to, a treasure box.
Yeah.
And not everybody wants to open it
Of course.
and see what is inside. But then when you actually put that extra effort to do it, then you realize that, you don't have to be confined to the way the world works.
Yeah.
You can be above it.
Correct.
And you can channel into something much beyond what you can see from your naked eye.
Yeah.
And when you channel into something like this, it brings possibilities you never thought were possible.
Yeah.
Because God's plans are always higher than your plans. Think about the greatest plan that you have for your life. His plan will always be 2 steps ahead and 2 steps greater.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask for it, you will always be stuck to your own.
Yeah.
But when you seek for it and you ask for it,
Right.
that door is opened for you to go ahead.
Correct.
And that's what I've learned from my life. That's why now, no matter what anybody else tells me or tries to dictate to me or tells me or makes fun of the way I believe or what I perceive or the experiences that I have, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't affect me because my experience is far more stronger than somebody else's random,
Yeah.
belief or statement.
True. And that's how refinement happens, right?
Yeah.
You have to go through that hard, tough path to
Yeah.
get somewhere.
Yeah.
And also, when people say it's unfair, fair, there's duality to everything. And when something very bad happens in their life, they say it's easy, like quickly say, oh, this is unfair, I don't deserve this. But when something extremely good happens to you and like your prayers are answered intact, like exactly on
Yeah.
point, you never say it's unfair.
Yeah.
Because that is also unfair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfair, good things
Good
also
things
happen.
also
and
happen for you.
it's all about
Exactly.
where you place your trust in
Yeah.
and what you hope for.
Yeah.
And like in our industry, we don't make a movie expecting it to not work.
Yeah.
You will put in all the efforts
Everything
possible.
for it to work, and you will be
everything.
positive. You will speak positive about it. You always want that positivity to be
True.
around you.
True.
People say, oh, don't speak negative, speak positive. Yes, it's very true.
Yeah.
Your power is in your tongue.
Tongues,
If you
yes.
say negative about yourself, if you condemn your own self,
True.
that is how you will feel.
Yeah.
So speaking positive, having that positive perspective is very important.
Correct.
But there is a beauty about having God in that positive perspective, because you know for sure that He has the power to rewrite your story.
Right.
Not many people know that.
Yeah.
God has the power to rewrite your story. You may have been, this may be your story till now,
Yeah.
but only He has the power to rewrite it.
True.
And all you need to do is surrender.
Yeah.
That surrender doesn't come very
Yeah.
easily, because
It's
when
not
you are so used to controlling your life
Yeah.
and controlling your decisions, surrender doesn't come easily. But it is beautiful to be in a place of surrender.
True.
It changes your life in many ways.
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm a guru. I'm like sharing all these things, but it's coming so naturally from me,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's something from
You
my
practice it.
experience.
And also you
and
practice
I'm
it
only speaking
every
of
day.
what has happened in my life.
Yeah.
I am not qualified to advise anybody, but I can only speak from experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm human. I've made my own share of mistakes, but at the same time, I've been given so much good
Yeah.
in my life, and I have to speak about it.
True.
I have to encourage somebody else if somebody's going through something.
You never know
right? You never
who
know.
it can speak into.
Exactly.
It's a very like big world, and we all go through similar things. And when
Yeah.
you said, imagine like the best thing that you can for your life, and God will exceed
Always
and provide.
exceed it.
Yeah.
Always exceed it. Do you think I had this plan for my life? No way.
Yeah.
Do you think I had acting in my mind? No. Do you think I thought that I would have such a content and lovable marriage, and I would be blessed with two amazing, beautiful boys?
I know.
Never.
Yeah.
I never thought that this could happen.
Right.
If you ask me, oh, do you think you're gonna get married and come back into acting and also land Shirley as a role? No way.
Yeah.
I had these plans were never on my mind.
True.
But I'm so glad that I surrendered, and my life is just taking me wherever, and I'm so happy. And I think that's what is most important in your life. You should be filled with joy, you should be happy, and you should be content. These three things. Nothing else really matters.
True. That way, rest of the things God will exceed. But even if you look back and think about, oh, this has been the worst phase of my life, and I went through this unfair so-called state at some point, God can use that too to inspire somebody or to
and in those
teach you.
Exactly.
Firstly.
But in those moments when you are in that situation of feeling like there is no way out of this,
like the world ended.
The world has ended,
Yeah.
this stress, where are you going to get this hope and faith
Correct.
from?
Correct.
If you see your parents are against you, your friends are against you, the whole world is against you, who is going to give you this positive thought in your
Correct.
mind? You have to channel it.
Yeah.
And you can only when you know and when you've seen God work in your life, it is a beautiful path to put your mind and your focus on, because it will instantly uplift you from that situation. But you have to know that God has your best interest in His mind.
Yes.
Okay. And the Christian faith and believing in Jesus
Yeah.
has given me the confidence that no matter what, God is not sitting up there trying to judge you
Yeah.
and trying to make you pay for everything that you have done in your past.
Yeah.
My Christian faith teaches me that God will love you, continue to love you, continue to give you the best.
Yeah.
And because of his generosity and because of his grace in your life, you become so grateful. He changes your heart in a way
Yeah.
that you cannot go back to being that same person that you were.
Right.
Because you're like, God, you gave me so much right now.
Yeah.
I didn't deserve it, but you brought me here, so I can never be that person ever
Yeah.
again. Think of God as a father. I'm a mom today.
Yeah.
I will never want the worst for my children.
True.
If my child commits a mistake today,
Yeah.
I'm never going to condemn him for it for the rest of his life. Oh,
Yeah.
you did this, so you are punished.
Yeah.
Oh, you did this, so you're going to get punished for this. If God is my heavenly Father, He treats me as His child.
Yeah.
So even when I make mistakes, number one, my mistakes are not a shock to Him. Oh my gosh, how could she do this? No,
Yeah.
He's created me. He knows me. And if He is my Father,
Yeah.
He knows how to get me out of it.
True.
He knows how to correct my heart, and He knows how to do better for me. And He will always do better for me. Unless you have this picture of God in your mind,
Yeah.
you will always feel that, God, please don't let this bad thing come to me.
Yeah.
Lord, please, God, please don't, I'll do this.
Yeah.
I will do these things. Please make sure that these things you do for me.
Yeah.
God, you cannot barter with God.
No.
He doesn't need your things, first of all.
Correct.
He's almighty. He has
Yeah.
everything He needs. He's created the world, created you and me. It's not a barter system.
Right.
You come to Him in surrender and say, God, this is who I am, with all my faults, with all my flaws, with
Mistakes,
all my
everything.
whatever I'm going
Yeah.
through. But I'm here. I'm surrendering this to you.
Yeah.
And I'm trusting in you that you will make it better.
Yeah.
That's all He wants.
True.
I will never in my life strive to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because I cannot be perfect.
It's impossible.
I have my own set of
Yeah.
whatever things whatever I like to do, whatever I don't like to do, the person that I am. And I have come to realize that God doesn't want you to reach perfection.
Yeah.
Because He knows you are imperfect.
Yeah.
He just wants you to come to Him with a pure heart.
Yeah.
And it is your heart,
Right.
and it is your thoughts
Yeah.
and your conscience
Yeah.
that softens His heart.
True.
And wants Him to do. He will never look at the person you are from outside, your appearance, what you have done in the past. It doesn't matter to Him. What matters to Him is, with what heart have you come to Him today and asked Him for something? If your heart is pure and genuine, that's all. Not many people have this perception of God.
Yeah.
People think that God is sitting there to, karma.
Yeah.
You are going to face your karma.
Doesn't exist.
That is not the
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. At least the faith that I follow does not condemn me that
No,
way.
it's imperfect. Could be imperfect people,
Yeah,
but
the
the love
beauty,
is so perfect.
the beauty in you is your imperfections. And my children are imperfect. My husband is imperfect, but do I not love them?
Yeah.
And where does this quality of love come from? From another being that is actually full of love and has poured into mankind the feeling of love.
Yeah.
If you have a conscience today, it doesn't come out of nowhere.
True.
Your creator has created you in His image, and you have conscience, you have love, you have anger, you have whatever these emotions are. You deal with it because there is something higher that has created you that way. So it doesn't come out of nowhere. But if you think that God is only waiting to curse you, sorry to say, your perception is wrong. That is not the character of God. And that is what I've seen in my life. And then that's the reason why I can talk about it.
Yeah. And also the misconception with the word you used, karma, right? They think, oh, you did this, so you're suffering. But no, you're suffering because of you. And
You're
not
suffering
God.
because the world in itself is doomed.
Yeah.
People are going through many things.
True.
The world in itself is twisted.
True.
So because you are in it,
Yeah.
you will face twisted situations in your life.
True.
And it's not because of anything
No, and
anything that you
sometimes
have
it's
done
because
in your
of you
past.
as well, because
Because
you
of course
might
you have
have
free will. You make the choices that you
correct,
want,
absolutely,
and you suffer for the choices that you
you
have
make.
made.
Yes.
True. But at a point in your life, if you want to make something better, there is nothing in this world that can condemn a person who wants to change with a genuine heart.
True. Absolutely. And that's
Absolutely.
how growth happens. That's where it begins. The
Yeah.
day you realize that I'm not
And that
perfect.
is why I love the faith that I have. I mean, I'm so invested in it.
Yeah.
Because if I was made to feel like I'm going to be condemned
Yeah.
for everything that I'm going to be
You're living
wrong
in
that I
fear.
do,
Yeah.
I live in fear.
Yeah.
And fear is not a great catalyst.
No, it's
You
not from
should,
God.
if you are, I feel that there is a sense of freedom
Right.
when you put your faith in God.
Yeah.
If your faith in God makes you a fearful person, then that is not God.
No.
God brings freedom.
Yeah.
He brings love.
Yeah.
He corrects you in a very gentle way.
True.
With love.
True.
And I've seen that when I do it with my children.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go and yell at them, scream at them, condemn them, say nasty things to them, they are never going to change. They're going to become the worst version of themselves. But when I channel their emotions, when I see above their mistakes and say, you know what, I love you. I love you. Even though you've done all of this, I love you. Whatever it is, I'll never move away from you. I'll always be there for you.
Yeah.
That makes them feel like, man, I'm receiving so much love despite of whatever I have done. So I want to change. I want to become better.
Yeah.
That is the kind of correction God brings into
True.
your life. He never, something bad happened in your life. Oh, this also must be God's will. No, God allows certain things to come your way, but it's never His will.
True.
Because through those situations is what changes you and makes you a better person.
Yeah.
If I don't know, whoever is watching today, give me one instance in your life, the bad instance that you have been through, that has not, if you have channeled it right, if you have taken the good out of it, has not brought something good into your life.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in God or whether you don't believe in God, irrespective.
Correction.
When you take the good out of something, it always brings good into your life.
Correct.
Right? And that is the mindset you need to have.
Luckily, the kind of families we come from, even my aunt was my principal when I was studying in school. I studied in her school, and we had the performance pressure, but then it came from a place of love. Nobody yelled at you, nobody yelled at me, nobody told us that. In fact, they did mention that you have to be good with your academics and extracurricular activities, but nobody said you'll be punished if you don't do this. Or you're like a black mark to the family, black sheep. Nobody said that.
Nobody said that. Nobody called you like, oh, you've come with some sort of bad omen on you. Or over you there is like a, I don't know, I'm getting all the Hindi words only, like a shrap. They say shrap. You speak Hindi at home, right?
We do.
So तुम्हारे ऊपर ये है. अरे no, I mean, I don't want to believe in that kind of thing.
And also we were very gently, not even sometimes, maybe they must have mentioned here and there that you should do well for your good, but nobody cursed, nobody put you down or mocked you. But then we did what we did because of the love that was shared, and we did it just to be in a place that we don't disappoint them. Nobody asked you that nobody put it on your face that you might be a disappointment, but you didn't want to disappoint them. That's exactly what we should do with God as well.
Exactly. See, if you say God is love, if that is your concept, then you can never say that God is going to, condemn you, or He's going to keep a record of your wrongs. He's going to make sure you pay for whatever you have done. It is a process of life.
No, and
to
you,
do mistakes and to
correct,
learn from
correct.
them. It is the process of life.
Yeah.
When you're going through that process, the
Yeah.
person who has created this journey
Yeah.
is not going to be like, oh, how did she do this? Or that is a process.
Yeah.
Even God knows that you are going to make these mistakes and come out of
True.
it. And if He is fine with you making your own set of mistakes,
Yeah.
who is anybody else in this world
Yeah.
to tell you
Yeah.
that you're going to pay a price, you're going to do this? That whole concept of filling you with so much fear is only wrong.
Correct. And luckily, we haven't experienced it, but some people do. And maybe it comes from that place for them. I don't
Yeah.
know. But it's very important to break it at some
Yeah.
point, especially when you realize. And we also know that God is very forgiving and loving, but
Yes.
we don't choose to make a few mistakes because you can't take grace for granted.
Yes.
You cannot.
Yes.
And you're given it for free. But
Yes.
and that's something you have to again value and
Yeah.
not break
Yeah.
because you have it or
Yeah.
take it for granted.
Yeah.
So grace can't be
See,
taken for granted.
I mean, not everybody understands this terminology.
Yeah.
When we say grace, there is a lot. I
Yes.
think we should Google it. See, if you look at the definition of grace, then you'll understand what it truly means.
True.
And with God, especially with the way I perceive things, He has a lot of grace
Yeah.
in Him
Yeah.
to forgive, to love, to be generous, to do the good things for somebody. Because again, coming back to what I said, He's like a father.
True.
Right?
True.
So even if we do sometimes take His grace and His love for granted, He is a master.
Yeah.
He knows how to bring you back.
True.
He knows what to do, how to channel you,
Yeah.
and how to bring you back to Him, and to a point where you realize that you were not doing the right thing, that you were doing the wrong thing. So if we think that we can take God for granted, we can do whatever you want, maybe you can think for some particular point of time,
Yeah.
but God will always learn how to bring you back.
True.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to highlight from your act 2 is that when we spoke about how you made a certain decision and how you navigated through things after taking the decision as well. We live in an industry where the success ratio is so less. And when we make a film, like I was mentioning earlier, when we make a movie, we give our best. Could be at any capacity, director, writer, actors, everyone gives their best and they put their best work out. But then the result is a little dicey and we are prepared for it. But we still hope for the best. And we make a movie thinking that we are going to deliver a big blockbuster. And we don't make it thinking that, oh, it might or might not work. And the energy, like the energies on set work very differently when people are extremely positive about the result. Again, that's a hope that they have.
Yeah.
And when you were speaking about the marriage, how you made a few decisions, key decisions in your life, you had the hope intact. And again, I was trying to draw parallel with the film industry. A lot of people these days also don't choose to get married or don't believe in the concept of love, like you were mentioning, only because they see things that are happening around them, or they doom scroll on Instagram, read random things, look at the heartbreaks that happen around them, and they kind of take a step back. And also because of the independence people have now,
because they've not seen love like that and around in their circle or anything, and it makes it very difficult for them. And trust me, I was also in that place.
Yeah.
I was also in that place
No,
where
absolutely.
I saw what heartbreak looks like. I've seen what a wrong relationship can do to you.
Yeah.
That is why I said I was desperate. I was desperate to find something more genuine.
Right.
And I knew that if there is a God who is all powerful,
Correct.
only He can make a connection that will fit into the picture that I have in my mind.
Correct.
Because if I try to do it on my own, I'm going to fail again.
Yeah.
That was what my mindset was that brought me to that point where I wanted to do it this way.
Yeah.
And it has worked for me beautifully.
True.
Because I can stand here today and say that true love exists.
Yeah.
I can say that that love that you actually see in movies where people are like in love with the other
hopeless
person,
romantic.
hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
I'm experiencing that in
Yeah.
my life, and
True.
I'm not scared to talk about it or
Yeah,
feel
you
like, oh my
shouldn't.
gosh,
Nazar
nazar
and all.
lagega. No, I'm very
Doesn't exist.
confident
Yeah.
in what I believe
Yeah.
in, very confident in
True,
what I
true.
have received,
Yeah.
and there is no power in hell that can come and affect it in
And if
any
it
way.
does, then it was
It-
never real. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's what I tell myself.
yeah,
If
yeah,
when somebody says, okay, you shouldn't talk about the
Mm.
good things that are happening to you because
yeah.
Nazar and all. No, if Nazar or bad, whatever, has so much power,
Mm.
then this is not even real.
Either you
And
have
I
to
shouldn't be
know
scared
that,
of it.
yeah, see, I'm not saying that it is not there.
Yeah.
There are bad eyes, there is
There
evil,
are, but
there
then
is
this
evil.
has to
But you have
overpower.
to know
Yeah.
that the power that is in you
Correct,
is
correct.
far greater
Definitely.
than the power that is in the world,
Yeah.
or this nazar of some weird people who are trying
No,
to
it
think.
happens.
It is very relevant,
Yeah.
but there you have to have your confidence in something,
Yeah,
right?
true.
You can't be like, oh my gosh, not
Your
here, not
anchor.
there.
Yeah.
There has to be an anchor
Yeah.
where you say, God, your power is greater than this. I don't care
Yeah,
about
yeah,
what
yeah,
these
true.
people think about me. And that gives me the confidence, and I
No,
know
a lot
that.
of people especially have this with relationships
Yeah.
because some of my friends also,
Yeah.
they have great relationships,
Yeah.
but they're scared of posting anything. Like they're
Yeah.
very careful. They'll
Yeah.
blur the face and
And
things like that.
yeah, of
I
course,
don't
see,
believe in that.
everybody has their own way of doing things, and if it is something that they believe in,
Yeah.
it is their belief.
Of course.
But if you ask me,
Yeah.
the reason why I don't do it or I don't feel
Yeah.
scared is
Yeah.
because I'm not driven by fear. I have a confidence in a power that I believe
True,
in,
true.
that anything that is sent my way to hurt me, to torture me, to bring bad into my life will not even reach
Yeah.
in 100 kilometers of where I
True.
am. That is the confidence I have in my faith.
Exactly.
So that's the reason why I don't do it.
Yeah.
And as I said, I'm not driven by fear.
Yeah. No, that's the best way to take it because,
Yeah.
and do your life. Because when you give, I'm not denying the negative things, they might exist.
Of
And I
course.
know they do.
Of
We all
course.
witnessed it
Of course.
in our life at some level. But
Yeah.
then, what, like you don't give fear the power.
Yeah.
We shouldn't give power
Yeah.
to the wrong
Even
things.
if I'm in a
and
situation that, I feel that I'm worried about it or I am troubled about it, I will not at any point let fear overcome
No?
my emotions at that time.
Yeah.
And prayer has become such a important part of my life
Yeah.
that I will channel everything that way. I will channel it that way, and after that, I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Even if the worry comes into my mind, I'll think about it, again, channel it that way. So it doesn't affect me as much as it used to affect me
No,
before.
and that's probably the best way. And like I was drawing parallels with the
Yes.
cinema industry,
Yes.
where the success percentage is very low. But you still go show up on the set, start writing a film, then do post and
Yes.
release it, distribute,
Yes.
take all those growing pains to
Yes.
deliver your baby
Yes.
out to the world. And
Yes.
that's only possible because your hope
You
in
hope,
that film
you
is
want to
much
try
higher than
again.
your fear of
Yes.
the probability you are going by numbers. You don't.
Absolutely. And if you constantly remain in fear, you can never move ahead in life. You
Never.
will never have the confidence to do anything.
And then we only complain that we are stagnated.
Yeah.
Everything is the
Yeah.
same. It is stagnated
Yeah,
because
you're
you did
stagnated
not
because
push.
you're afraid of
Yeah.
taking that step. Take it and see what is the worst that can happen. It can either go right or left, right? And
True.
wherever you are in life, something, either it will fulfill you or it will teach you.
Yeah.
Take your lesson, move on again.
True.
That is how you need to approach life.
Yeah. I think the only way you can push
Yes.
through things and
Yes.
grow in life
Absolutely.
and not be stagnated. And the takeaway from your act 2 for me was how, with that right hope in the right source, is always greater, and how your comebacks will always be much stronger than your setbacks. Again, not denying that setbacks don't happen, they do. But your
But as
comeback
a
is
person,
much
you're
more
always
stronger.
Yeah, even as a person, you're much
Yeah,
more stronger.
true.
That's very true.
True.
That's right.
And also you reach
Yeah.
or you grow.
Yeah.
To which level again depends. But then
Yeah.
you'll be happy and
Yeah.
content with yourself because you're not stagnated and you're moving in some area or every area of your life probably.
True.
So that's a great act two you've had. And your act three, something that I would like to highlight. You're not just a great friend, sister, wife that we covered, daughter, but you're also a great mother. And this is again a balance of your three acts, faith, family, films. How do you manage to be, because from what I know, you're a hands-on mother, you're there and you're raising two beautiful boys. And how do you manage this along with rest of your career, faith, and I know you do 100 other things in life, but how is it possible?
See, like I've said before, a supportive partner
Yeah,
is very important for this.
true.
And I am blessed to have one. We approach parenthood as a team,
Yeah,
and this great partnership that we have built makes it extremely easy, and also easy in the sense, when I say easy, I don't mean that everything
easy to
is like a
navigate.
bed of
Yeah,
flowers.
yeah,
We go through the lot of ups and downs with parenting, but it's easy because we get to do it together. And when I say that my partner is super invested in this, he has been someone who has not just been with me till the moment I said, oh, I'm pregnant today, and
yeah,
I'm pregnant, and I disclosed the
Yeah.
news, and then after that it's moved to, okay, now you can go to your parents' house and have just
yeah.
be there so that they can take care
Take
of
care
you.
of you. Yeah.
That was not the case with me. My husband chose to look after me by himself. And it was my first child. With my first child, I was pregnant during the time of COVID.
Okay.
And he decided to do everything for me on his
Wow.
own. And I'm so proud of him,
Yeah, yeah.
because he took me to all my appointments. And you know how it was during
Yeah.
COVID. We didn't have maids. We had to do the housework. We
Yeah.
had to do cooking.
Yeah.
He did everything. And
Wow.
growing with him
Yeah.
during my pregnancy, because not everybody understands that it's not just the wife who is pregnant. You go through pregnancy together. You
yeah.
are pregnant as a couple. That child is coming into the world as your son or daughter as well, not
Yeah.
just the mom's baby, right?
Yeah.
And to have somebody who was there through that process, and even after the baby was born, to be invested in, bathing the kid, changing the diapers,
Oh,
doing
so
every
sweet.
single thing. He is that man.
Okay.
And he did that for me.
Yeah.
And I remember myself going through a lot of mood swings and emotional ups and downs, and I was not looking the way I wanted to look like.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of postpartum
Right.
depression, as they
Yeah,
call it,
yeah,
or
yeah.
feelings that you go through. And to be present to help your spouse navigate through all of that is very difficult.
Yes.
But we passed that stage, and it was through everything we just became more and more in love with each other.
Yeah.
And you know what, when you see your husband going all out to do those small things for
Yeah.
you will want to be selfless for that man. And that
Absolutely.
is what has happened with both
Yeah.
of us. Today, I can leave my children with my husband and go anywhere.
Yeah.
I know he is more than capable of handling them. He doesn't need his mom. He doesn't need my mom. He doesn't need anyone.
Yeah.
And for him to be that person is a decision that he took
Yeah.
for himself, right? Nobody teaches you to be that.
True.
And I'm so grateful and so blessed. And now today we are able to be so mentally available, mentally and physically available for our boys.
Yeah.
And there is no greater joy than that, because our boys have been given to us as a gift.
Yeah.
And we have to nurture them. We have to be there for them. We cannot ruin their lives or
Hmm.
their emotional well-being because we are mentally upset or mentally distorted for some reason.
Yeah.
We have to be our best for them, and that's what keeps us driving us every day.
Right.
And it's been a beautiful and great journey so far.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And very few men understand that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad your husband does, because
Yes.
even your kids, like when you have kids, they think, okay, my burden is released, let them handle, let
Yeah.
the wife
A
handle or the
lot of
family
people
handle.
have this misconception that changing like changing diapers, like a smallest thing
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
is not the work of the father.
Exactly. But who defined that?
Who defined that?
Yeah.
Who defined that? That is not true.
True.
I don't know whether that is the perception only in our country, because anywhere else in the world, men are
Yeah.
absolutely selfless to
Right.
doing everything that is required of them.
True.
Marriage, pregnancy, childbirth, everything becomes a lot more easier for the woman
True.
when you have a wonderful partner
Yeah.
who wants to be on this journey with
Yeah.
you.
And also, like you spoke about selflessness, right?
Mm.
When he did smallest of the gestures and you
Yes.
saw it happen right in
Yes.
front of you,
Yes.
you have become
You,
very selfless.
yeah,
You don't feel
and
like holding back
exactly,
any
it's an
emotion.
experience,
Yeah.
right? Everything is an experience.
Yeah.
Even with your any relationship for that
True.
matter, if it is your family, if it
Yeah.
is your spouse, if it is your friends,
Right.
your relationship with that person becomes better when you see them invested in it over the years.
Yeah. And it
Otherwise,
has to
no
be
friendship.
intentional
Yeah, it
as
has to be
well.
intentional.
But like fundamentally also, how they say men are providers and women are nurturers. They wrote it in a very generic way for a reason, because we have to adapt to those words
Yeah.
as the time passes. And in this generation also, you can't be doing what your grandmothers have done and your great grandmothers have
Of
done.
course not.
But nurturing, if I decode that in today's times, men provide not just financially, they have to provide you peace or happiness or a small gesture.
And
If they
now
give
in this day and
anything,
age, it is reciprocal.
no, and women multiply it.
Yeah.
Like these days,
Yeah.
also, what I was
Yeah.
trying to say is that men, if they're arrogant or if they try to rub things on you by saying this is your role or this is try to contain you, probably you will multiply that too. And women are like that by nature.
True.
You multiply what is given to you.
True.
And right from the very core basics, if we talk about how the natural process of having a baby is, one cell is being multiplied by women, not men. So you multiply from your biology to emotions to everything. And earlier also, like our mothers, grandmothers, a generation where women did not work. Women maybe did not earn, but they always multiplied it in terms of strategic thinking, saving. They did their best. So even now, like your husband is probably a great example for a lot of men today. He provided you with that comfort,
Yes.
peace, and
Yes.
you gave multiple times of selflessness back.
Yes.
And you nurture the family.
Yes.
He provides with
Yes.
the best of everything that he
Yes.
can.
Yes.
And that's how a companionship really works. You have to, and the team, the word you used, team.
Yes.
You are a team. You can't be against each other in terms of this is your part, you do it.
Yeah.
This is my part.
Yeah, there is
We are
nothing
in
like
this
that.
together.
You are in it together.
Yeah.
There is nothing that you face that is his job or it is your job.
Yeah.
If your husband is not able to provide, you are able to provide.
Yeah, exactly.
If your husband wants to look after the kids, let him do that.
Correct,
If you are today looking after the kids, you do that.
True.
It's a shared relationship.
True.
It is not like, oh, you need to do this. I remember my husband learning how to cook with his mom on video call through COVID because I was desperately wanting to
Wow.
have only biryani.
Oh.
I wanted to have chicken biryani every other day through my pregnancy.
Okay.
And how do we get it? There's no Swiggy, no nothing. So his mom used to be on video call and he used to go all in with the marination with both his
Wow.
hands and just marinate that chicken with all his love
Yeah.
and make that biryani.
Yeah.
And seeing things like that
Correct.
makes you fall in love with your
Yeah.
spouse even
Yeah.
more, because that person could be like, I don't know how to cook.
Why
How am
should
I
I?
going to cook?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call somebody else. Let them do it for you. Call a friend, or call
Yeah.
somebody. Say, oh, my wife wants to eat biryani.
Yeah.
But instead wanting to say, no, you know what? I'm going to learn. And
Yeah.
we both learned how to cook together, because we didn't
Oh.
have any clue about all of these things
Okay.
before we got
Interesting.
married. I was an extremely pampered daughter,
Yeah.
and we didn't have to do anything at home, but we learned together everything, and that has been one of the most satisfying things about my marriage life.
That's very sweet. And that's how you learn
Yeah.
right from cooking to how to
Small
fill each
things.
other's gaps and
Yeah.
situations in
Yeah.
life. You grow like that.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. You have to grow together
Yeah.
and in love.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just keep growing apart. You
Yeah.
don't grow together.
And it's not like we've not had our share of fights.
Of course you do.
We've not had our
Everyone
share of
does.
misunderstandings.
Yeah.
When you have a healthy relationship, fights and misunderstandings are only very normal to have. But even in those situations, you don't choose yourself.
No.
You choose your relationship. It's not like you are. That's why I said humility is of prime importance.
Yeah.
If that humility is not in you, you are not ready for marriage. If forgiveness is not in you, you're not ready for marriage. If selflessness, wanting to do what is best for the other person also
Correct.
is not in you, always wanting about yourself, your career, your life, your decisions, your future, you're not ready for marriage.
True.
It is not. When you get married, it's about us. It is not about you or him.
Yeah.
It's about us. So, and you do it for each other. When they say, oh, marriage is a compromise, it's a compromise if you are not in love.
Yeah.
It's a compromise if you
are
in a business agreement
Yeah.
with the other person.
True.
But it's not a compromise when you're in love.
No, it's
When
not.
you're in love, you do it because you love and adore that person.
Yeah.
You don't do it because, oh, it's such a big stress on me. No.
Yeah.
You do it because I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm invested in you. I don't care about what people think.
True.
I don't care about what my parents think. I don't care about what your parents think.
Yeah.
If this is what you want, it is above what my parents and anybody else thinks. It's for you and me, and that's it. Yeah.
No, that's true. And that is only possible when you're
There's
totally
a lot
in
of
love.
interference with parents in a
No,
marriage
in India, at
relationship
least,
all the
they define
time.
half of your
Yeah,
marriage
it is.
and the
And
problems.
parents are the most people who can ruin a relationship
No, and it
very easily.
comes in the name of care.
It comes in the name of care, but no,
But
when
no.
when two people are
It's for them
married,
to deal
yes, when two people are married, it is their marriage,
Yeah.
their relationship,
Yeah.
their choices, their decisions. They have moved out from their homes
Yeah.
to set up their own little, family.
Yeah.
So stop giving them 100 advices. Let them figure it out on their own. You're there to usher them.
Yeah.
You have been through your own experiences, but stop telling your children, हमारे घर में तो ऐसा होता है, हमारे घर में तो, who cares about तुम्हारे घर में कैसा होता है, bro? It is their relationship and their marriage now. Let them set their own rules for themselves. Stop interfering. If you have something nice to say, if you have something nice which will nurture your kids to become better, keep your distance till that. Otherwise, leave them alone. Seriously. I mean, I've seen it in so many people's lives, and thank God in my life, my parents have, and his parents, both of them, they let us be. I think that because they let us be, we figured it out on our own.
Correct. And you figured great things together, but also the mistakes, like you were talking about fights.
Yeah.
That's where the parents usually enter and corrupt both their minds against each other.
Yeah.
And you don't even know how it subconsciously happens. You indirectly bid you against each other very subtly and leave it. And then you end up fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Not knowing why.
Yeah.
And like with the mistakes also, you fight for the relationship.
Every time you're fighting because you expected something from that other person and those expectations were not met.
Yeah,
There is no other reason, because
even if
if
it's
you're
external,
if you're
doesn't-
upset with the person whom you love,
Yeah.
it's only because you expected them to do something. It
True.
could be anything,
Yeah.
and they didn't do it the way you wanted it to be done.
True.
Right? There's nothing,
It
and
could
only
be an expectation from them,
anything.
or from
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
version of yourself
Yeah.
with them. It could be
Yeah,
any kind of
anything.
expectation.
So you have to
But-
really understand where it is all coming from.
No, that's the part most people skip. And
Yeah.
we don't process why that fight happened firstly. And
Yeah.
in good partnership, like in good friendship, any relationship for
Yeah.
that matter,
Yeah.
you have fights with people, you
Yeah.
disagreements or
Yeah.
some friction. It naturally happens, and evil can enter from any direction through any voice. But when it enters, what you
Evil
do
can
is,
enter from the most well-meaning people also.
yeah, that's why you get
Yeah.
confused, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's why it's easy for you
True.
to be
That's why you have
sold
to have that
idea.
discernment. You have to have discernment. And how will you know whether somebody has the right intentions towards you or not?
Correct.
Some people say
No,
it's
and
a gut
not even,
feeling.
it's not even, according to me, it's not even about good or bad.
Yeah.
Discernment should happen, but good, bad, I meant that person. Like if they
Yeah.
have good
See,
intentions
you
or bad
take
intentions, is
you
not
take
your
the
part.
advice from whoever's giving it to you, but you need to have the confidence and the discernment to choose what you want to follow and what you don't want to follow. What is making sense to you, what is not. Because as human beings, we receive advice from 100 people. Even the person on the road, if there's something happening,
Yeah.
they'll give you some advice.
Yeah.
But you need to have that clear conscience, that clear mindset, to be able to understand what you need to keep and what you need to let go.
Correct.
And that's very important.
No, and irrespective of good, bad advice, what I meant was it's between two people.
Yeah.
Irrespective of, you might get the best of the advice.
Yeah.
But, and of course, if it's from your parents or family, they mean good for both of you when you're married. But then it's only when you sit with your partner and talk about what exactly they felt like in that
Yeah.
particular situation, or what they've been going through. Maybe sometimes they go through things outside also. We have a life together, but we also have individual lives. So if you sit and try to speak, if you feel something, speak it out. And if they hurt you, try to understand why they hurt you in that way and how you did not like it. That can actually build the
See,
relationship.
I'll tell you, having difficult conversations
Yeah.
is very important in
True.
any relationship. And when you're having those difficult conversations, you have to give a chance to both the sides
True.
to be able to speak.
Yeah.
And it is not, sometimes when we have these difficult conversations, we've already come with a preconceived notion about what we feel is right.
Yeah.
But you have to have that humility
Yeah.
to understand that you, in all your glory,
Yeah.
in all your rightness and righteousness,
Yeah.
you also can be wrong.
Of course.
When you come with that mindset,
Yeah.
you are willing to say okay
Yeah.
or no, or you're willing to understand or disagree, but you're doing it together.
Yeah.
And those difficult conversations are extremely important for any
True.
relationship. When you pass those is when your relationship with the other person grows stronger.
Yeah.
I have not just seen this in my marriage, I've seen it even in my closest friendship.
Yeah.
I have friends with whom I've had like terrible fights, but when we have those difficult conversations,
Yeah.
and when we get back together, every single time it's grown into something much more
Exactly.
beautiful and much more stronger. And it changes you as a person, that person as a person, and you become better human beings, right?
True.
And you
grow
have
a
to be ready
strong
for those
relationship
things.
together.
Exactly.
And that's all you need, because
Exactly.
when you sit with your partner or a friend, whoever you have a problem with, and when you understand each other, you build the relationship so strong that you become inseparable. And when you let any other voice enter, and this is of course a hard lesson, but in friendships also, you say something probably to your other best friend or a family member, parents, anybody. And in marriages also, they give you advice. Like if you have a fight with your husband, they'll give you an advice for you. And they will not think about the whole relationship or the equation. And sometimes they won't even care about the partner's perspective,
Yeah.
and they're quickly passing a statement or putting some thought in your head saying, because it comes from a good intention and with a sense of
You know, that
protection.
you'll have that push in you that you just have to say it.
Just an instinct, and
It is an instinct. You just have to say it, and you really don't realize how much that just have to say it sentence can hurt the other person.
True.
And I've been there. You know, when I'm angry, I love to say what comes to my mind. And I've seen the damage it has caused. Emotionally charged. You want to say it. You don't give a shit about anybody else.
True.
You just want to say it. And I have
you
seen
think you're
that
being honest.
Yeah, and I've seen that happen with me so many times, and I've also seen how it doesn't really do any good.
And not just the other person. Other person is harmed because you lashed, but then it will harm you even more if you're a good person. When you go back home, you'll sit with yourself and process.
And then you'll process and you'll be like, man, I shouldn't have said that. Man, I shouldn't have been done that. Yeah, it does.
And also, like when you allow other voices to enter, I was trying to say that you get again, like the other friendships and stuff like that, you get your validation. Even in career advice, you get your validation, but you don't get a solution. And it's so important to have the uncomfortable conversations, like you said, and also to actually build each other and the relationship. And like in your case, your kids or rest of the family actually looks at you and they'll be like if there is a problem and you solve it on your own, one day they'll come and say, how are you guys growing so strong? It's such a beautiful, and your kids see you guys growing up, and that's, you live by an example and not just preach to them about this is how you should live your life, that's how you should act. And you are doing a very, very good job with that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm trying.
No, you're doing a very good job, and also balancing it out with career again. Like you said, the answer to all of them is a great partnership, understanding, and also the humility you carry. You humble yourself in front of God, in front of your partner, in front of everyone, because you don't think you're superior to anything or anyone. And that's exactly where your growth begins. The growth mindset is formed also like that. So how important is genuine female friendship and sisterhood? Because like in your life, all our lives, we navigate through so many situations. And especially in the creative industry, because it's already a tough path in its own. And how important is it to have those feminine energies around you? And because it's also an area where a lot of comparisons come in, and they say that two women cannot be in the same room. If they're put in the same room, they'll end up fighting. Even if you put 100 men in one room, they won't fight. They come back with a nice camaraderie. So how important do you think it is, and what does it mean to you in your life? And how do you actually navigate through things along with holding all these friendships and sisterhood?
So honestly, see, of course, female friendships and genuine female relationships are extremely important, not just in a field that we are in right now, but in general as well. I have been very fortunate to be surrounded by very strong women, coming from my mom, my aunts, my sister-in-laws, my sister, and I've learned so much from them. Be it about love, about resilience, about how to handle families. I've learned so much from these women in my life. So of course, the female equation in my life has always been extremely strong and positive. Coming to female friendships, see, I have always been a person who, in different seasons of my life, I've had only small set of friends. I'm not the kind who's very outgoing and can make a lot of friends. So in every season of my life, I must have had one or two close female, like girlfriends, female friendships. See, for me, friendship is all about connection. And it is when you meet somebody and you have that sudden feeling where you can talk to that person without having any preconceived notions in your mind. It just
Right.
flows very, very easily, like
Yeah.
how our conversation flowed when we
Right.
got to meet each other for the
Right.
first time, right?
True.
I mean, it's very difficult to explain, but I feel like it's some sort of an energy,
Yeah.
and you feel that comfort and that ease with that other person. It doesn't happen with every girl.
That's true.
And I feel like you can have that kind of friendship only when the feeling is mutual from both the sides.
Yeah.
Both should want the best for each other, right? And that's when you can create that environment where you feel so much at ease with the other person.
Yeah.
And for me, the girls who are in my life right now are extremely self-made and extremely confident women. They have been through their set of struggles in life, and they have come out of them being much more, how do I put it? They are loving, they are kind to people around them, they are so generous. And the girls whom I know, all of them are like that. There is no competition between anybody. There is only love. There is only genuine friendship. And when you spend some time with girls like this, it automatically eases you. It makes you feel so lighthearted, because you spend little time together, but you're venting out, you're having those intimate discussions. You're not in an environment where somebody can judge you, and you feel accepted and loved for who you are. And I feel like my girlfriends make me feel that way. So in an industry where there is a lot of comparison and there is a lot of uncertainty everywhere, it is invaluable if you have these kind of girls in your life who add so much to you, and they don't suck your energy out of you. They are just making sure. Sometimes you don't even need advice. Sometimes you want your friends just to be with you, just make you feel seen, make you feel heard, and make you know that you are enough. That's it. You don't want 100 different pieces of advice from everybody else. And your girlfriends will put you in that place where you will feel loved and accepted, and at the same time they will also show you your reality.
True.
They won't hide it from you. And it's a very special relationship to have. And I feel like you don't need to have 100 connections. You have those few connections that are meaningful, and you go with them.
Right.
I hope I answered your question right.
You did. But comparison professionally is one thing that is everywhere, and especially being an actress, you're compared to everyone. And you also broke a very beautiful stereotype that two actresses can't be best friends, but you do have a best friend who's also an actress. But sometimes comparisons can come in terms of emotions also. Like if you're venting out something in our conversation, we don't override, we listen and then respond. But with women, a very common instinct is that if you're sharing something, we often might not give advice necessarily, but we might say something like, oh, even I went through something similar, and it's very natural. In happy things, normal things, it's fine. But when you're going through a struggle, or when you want to really vent out something, and when that intensity of pain is being compared to their intensity of something they must have gone through, sometimes you're taken aback and you feel like, I was sharing something, and why
if you're being just written off. And see, sometimes to share what you have gone through is very important, because the other person listening to you knows that they are not alone. But to share your experience with the mindset of writing off what the other person has gone through is not a nice thing to do. But I feel like if you with your friends who are really genuinely
Yeah.
interested in your life,
Right.
they will never do that.
True.
They will always be there for you. They'll understand you, and they'll
Absolutely.
come even if they've not been through that situation, but they'll put themselves in your shoes,
Yeah.
and they will want to come to your level of
Correct.
what you're actually
Correct.
going through. But at the same, having said that, you have to be around people. You have to be in a place where you feel secure,
Yeah.
and that security does not come with everybody.
Right.
And that's why when I said that, I have very few friends, especially the girls. The reason why I like to have few friends is only because it is the level of security
Right.
emotionally
Right.
that I feel with them.
True.
And I know that I can be unapologetically myself with those people.
Yeah.
And for me, it's very important that not just the serious things that you deal with in life,
Right.
but also being able to be silly.
Yeah.
No,
That's
being
the best
able to
part.
be, that's the best part.
Yeah.
You can do that with your girlfriends.
Yeah.
You can just be yourself, your silly self. After a whole day of adulting at home, being a mom, being a wife, being everything else in this world,
Yeah.
and then you come to your girlfriends, and then you're just yourself, your wacky self,
Yeah.
just silly, doing everything that you otherwise can't do anywhere else, and you're just having fun.
Correct.
How amazing is that
Yeah.
feeling? It is priceless. People don't understand. And the friends that I have right now, like I was saying, they have gone through so much in life, but they have come out beautiful human beings, and they are such great women in their own right. And I never feel like any sort of competition or any sort of rivalry
Comparison,
between them,
nothing.
nothing. But if I do feel that kind of emotion with somebody else, I know that that is not the place where I want to be. Also, no two people are the same.
True.
Your life is different, my life is different. If you're in a place where you are comparing yourself to somebody else, that in itself is wrong.
True.
Because if you're created not to even, like, two people, their fingerprints are also not the same, right? So how can you expect your life to be the same?
Right.
You have your own journey. This other person or your neighbor or your friend has their own journey. No two journeys will be alike. Maybe you'll have similar situations that you can share about and talk about and grow and understand and help each other out, but your stories will always be distinct.
Right.
It's like a movie. Every movie has its own feel to it, its own maybe the crux of some things are same, but when you watch, no two movies will be identical.
True.
And your life is like that. So you need to stop comparing yourself first of all to somebody else's life. You are unique. What you're going through is unique, and if you have people around you who love you, who in front of whom you don't have to pretend, that is a very safe place to be.
True.
Because the people around you, your friends, your family, your spouse, will always make you feel that you are enough.
Yeah.
Your friends will never tell you, bro, you need to do something else. You need to be. Your spouse should never tell you, oh, if you were like that person. No, you are enough for them. They love you for who you are. So that in itself gives you so much. For me, I've never shared this, but at a point in time, I was extremely insecure about myself. Because especially before my marriage, I was so insecure. And being in like a industry like this, where there's so many different girls, so many different opportunities coming to many people, it's so easy to feel like, am I good enough? Oh my goodness, I have to be doing this shoot or that shoot, or I have to be seen this way or that way. What marriage has done for me is that it has made me a more secure person. I don't care about these things anymore. I don't care about impressing people. I don't care about what another person thinks about me. I am so emotionally strong right now. I can do something today which I really want to do, and tomorrow I might find something else. And I am absolutely okay with it. And is it because of me. No, it's because of the people around me today who, then of course it was just my parents, my sister, my family, but now I have so many more people, and I'm so fortunate to have them around me.
Correct.
I'm more secure, I'm confident. I feel like I can, anything that I want to achieve, I'm going ahead towards that direction with a more open mind. And there's something about confidence. When you feel it, no, everything else doesn't matter. Not what people think or whatever. You do what you feel like doing and you are happy about it. And I feel like female friendships add so much value to your life. So much value.
I agree.
And when you have those right girls with you, that's it.
Yeah.
It's just a game changer.
I know. But that's again like a process maybe for you to change, and again for them also to understand what you're going through.
Yeah,
and
you
things
go
like
through.
that.
See, you in friendships also. No friendship is absolutely smooth sailing.
No,
you have
it's
your
impossible.
differences, you have your problems, you have your fights, but you always come back stronger.
Yeah.
And that's what I took. I what I said earlier. Any relationship needs to be invested in. You invest time in any relationship, work on your things, have those strong conversations and difficult conversations, and get out of it and become stronger.
True.
And that's exactly what's happened even with my friendships.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed to have these girls in my life. They're just wonderful ladies,
That's nice.
and each one of them.
Yeah. I think, and also having this mindset of giving that grace to women around you also comes from a lot of experience. And like I know it because I've been to a girls' college. I know you have been to a girls' college, like women's college,
And I hated it.
yeah, exactly.
I
When we are
hated
there,
it.
we know that
Because
trauma.
women can be the most spiteful.
Pull you down, drag you down for the smallest things. At
and
least
they can
in the
they
industry,
can say the nastiest things about you. They can judge you for no reason. Some people don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
You can see it on their face.
and even if it's like just a normal look that they give you, might look like a death stare sometimes.
Yeah, and
why are they looking at me like this? What have I done?
The most scary thing is when somebody will come and give you a compliment,
Yeah.
but actually they don't mean it.
No, they don't.
And you can see it in their face
Yeah.
that they don't mean it.
And the same thing is twisted and
wow,
told.
how you're looking so good, but you don't feel
Yeah,
that coming
yeah.
from them. And of course, we've all been there
No, and
in those
sometimes it sounds
situations.
sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, nice dress.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Or
did you
some
mean this?
random remark, and you're like, is that supposed to be a compliment?
You
Yeah,
don't
you
know how
really
to
don't
take
know.
it.
Yeah. So that's why, to have even one or two girlfriends who genuinely love you is really invaluable these days.
True. No, I was the opposite, in fact. When I was in a girls' college, again, it's like a competition, right? In a girls' college, they think being a Miss Fresher is like winning some Mrs. Universe, Miss Universe title. Like,
Yeah.
they're all competing.
Yeah.
And again, it's also a privilege in the college that I studied. You get to be a part of jury for the next 3 years if you're a Miss Fresher in the first year. So everybody were competing. I didn't even want to participate. But one of my senior actually pushed me. She said, you know what, college, this life will never come back.
Yeah.
So try everything. And she was sweet enough to teach me how to carry your heels and how to basic things.
Yeah.
How changes your posture and why it's so important, irrespective of your height.
Yeah.
So it built a lot of confidence. So the contrast is there were a group of women
Pulling you
building so
down.
much confidence in me,
Yeah.
and I had that insecurity. I thought I don't look good, and back in the day I was very skinny,
Yeah.
and I thought, like, for the things that you already have in your mind that, oh, I'm not good enough or whatever, there is a certain set of women who are actually trying to pull you down. But there are also women who build that kind of confidence. And example, the heels I was talking about, or could be a catwalk, or how to put the makeup on. Women can teach you this again.
Yes.
You can share smallest of the details with them, like, oh, I came across this product, try it out.
Yeah.
Let's And sometimes when we catch up, we don't even have to do much. We can
Yeah.
just put a sheet mask on and watch a movie, probably. Not even talk to each other sometimes.
Yeah.
But comparisons come in again. The contrast I was talking about is you coming from a girls' college, going through that harsh pull down, people pulling you down and things like that for doing good, for actually achieving something. Also, things are spoken against you and stuff like that. But coming out of that phase where you feel like, okay, now I don't need so many people, but
Yes.
I'm okay picking up my tribe and I want to do life with them. Overcoming that pull down is also like a very big challenge because there is again a phase of isolation you go through where you feel like, okay, women are like this. I don't want my girlfriends. I'm happy with the guys in life because they don't judge you. They're very light about everything.
There was also a time when I was going through like a breakup with one of my girlfriends and my husband, and I didn't want to start having new friends. And I remember my husband telling me, are you only going to be hanging out with my boys? Like, why don't you have any girls who are, and be like,
I feel
but
safe
I
here.
don't feel, no, I don't feel that connect with anybody else. He said, you're not even trying. Go out, like, talk to people, try and meet new people. But it's a task for me to do that because I'm not that kind of a person.
Because you're heartbroken and it takes time to heal.
It takes time. But because I listened to him and I did, try, I have a lot, I have other girlfriends right now in my life as well, and the one who I had this little tiff with, she's also back in my life.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're all, but what I've seen is it's a much greater, it's a nicer balance right now. It's not how petty we used to be before about small things. We've evolved in life, and you sort of have a better balance. And now your friendship is more about the things that actually matter than these trivial things that you used to fight about and get upset about before. So it's a learning thing for everybody, right?
Oh, that's actually a great advice also from your husband. He at least, like, you had somebody telling you that go try. And
sometimes
this
you
is not
need
the
that
end of
push.
the world.
It's
You
not
need
the
it.
end of the world. You need that push. But when you're so used to a certain way of life, it's very difficult to want to do something new. But it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing to try and make new friends. You never know. And that's what worked for me. And today I have some really fun girls that I'm friends with.
That's amazing. And there are a few things you can only do with your girls.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even though your husband can be your best friend and you spend so much time together, but your girlfriends are your girlfriends.
Correct.
You have a different vibe with them.
And like, you sometimes go back and reunite with the friends you had issues with. That is also very important because you don't form a bond with people just like that. It doesn't happen very often. It's not easy. So even I realized it recently. I had some issue with a friend some years ago, and my best friend, childhood friend. But 1 year, I think we haven't spoken to each other. 1 year in our life, and we are somebody who used to talk to each other every single day, meeting or worst case talking on the calls for hours and hours, even after meeting. All that happened. But then when the break came, it naturally happened, and we both were upset about something very simple, like very petty. And then when we came back, we both realized it didn't take much. We just had to admit to each other that we were being, very lame and silly. That's not even a point.
And then you just pick up from where you left off, and it really feels like, nothing that worse ever happened.
And in fact, it's much more stronger now.
True.
It's much more stronger, and you almost become like sisters.
Yes.
And that is also a blessing. But sometimes the silly things get highlighted and picked on because maybe not because of the issue, but because of your phases in life. And sometimes the insecurity can creep in any form. And in most cases for women, it comes out in terms of picking up details. like very subconsciously you become fault finders
Yeah.
in the silliest of things.
Yeah.
So it's very important to provide that emotional safety to each other first. But um, I still don't know, like, how do you do it completely without compromising on a few parts? Maybe compromise is the wrong word, but comparing the most basic things without making the other person feel like I'm not comparing the situation to situation, but I'm just giving you solace in the form of an example. How do you, it's a little tricky, but how do you navigate through this
I think
nuance?
the amount of understanding that both of you share
Yeah.
should be enough
Yeah.
when somebody is trying to give you some advice.
Right.
That also depends on your level of maturity and how you take it from the other person. Maybe at an earlier stage in my life, I never used to be ready to take advice from anyone. And if somebody tried to tell me I'm wrong or tried to tell me that, I should do something differently, I would always spring back with an answer and be like, you don't know, I know.
Yeah.
But over time, now, I've realized that, it's okay.
Yeah.
If somebody is trying to share something with you which they feel, you need to be mature enough to listen to them. You don't have to take their advice. You need to listen to them at least.
Right.
And especially with your friends, because if you call them your best friend, then you should know that at the bottom line of whatever nonsense they're trying to say or whatever they're trying to do, they have some love for you.
True.
And maybe if you focus on that, you will have the patience to listen to them for that bit. Say, okay, fine, just leave me alone for now. Let me just think about it. I'm going through something. And you'll be able to navigate through that situation without being hurt. Why is this one telling me this?
Right.
Listen, that's okay. Whoever it is, maybe no one is perfect. Tomorrow I may be giving you an advice that my advice may sound wrong to you, but there's no harm in listening.
Yeah.
And a good listener is always the better one in a relationship.
True.
So you listen to it and then after that leave it alone.
Yeah.
You see what you need to do out of it, what advice you need to take, what you don't have to follow.
Yeah.
It's totally up to you. But if you feel that urgency that now only I have to give my answer, now only I have to make a decision, but why is she telling me this? Like, that means she's not supporting me. She's supporting herself.
Yeah.
You can think of 100 things in that moment, and it'll be the reason of your anger, rage, or backlash.
Yeah.
But just being patient and quiet, just listening, giving it time, giving the other person time, giving yourself time comes from a lot of learning and maturity in life. Yeah.
And you mature with your emotions, but again, that's the best part of having your girlfriend, sisters, because you mature with age, the emotional part, and you understand how to deal with a few situations, but then you can always be mature with them totally.
Yeah. And you should be allowed to be that way, because that releases a lot in your mind when you can just be that way. Sometimes I remember if I would hate somebody, then my girlfriends would also hate that person. Like, especially my sister does it a lot with me. If someone did something mean to me, she will be the first to hate that person.
Claws come
and
out.
and then after a point in time when that anger sort of settles down, then you're like, let it be. Who really cares, but when you're in that moment, you have that anger and rage,
Right.
and then but when time goes by, you really don't care about it anymore. But to have those girls in your life who will be like, how dare my friend goes through this, how dare this person say this to my friend.
Feels like
It
personally.
feels nice. It feels nice to have people who are supporting you for that moment. Later on you can think about whatever else, but that's what your girlfriends are for, right?
True.
To make you feel that way, like you have your own support system.
I mean, as much as you can do life with your partner and
Yeah.
parents and everyone,
Yeah.
you need your girlfriends to go on those
Absolutely.
little mani-pedi dates with and do
Yeah.
the basic
Absolutely.
childish,
Yeah.
immature things, cook
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
because
And
all these mani-pedi dates and all your beauty stuff, I can't do with my husband.
absolutely
So I
not.
can
In
only
fact, you
do
can
it
learn
with
from them and pass it on to him. Maybe
and
this works for you. Try it out.
but with your girlfriends and the girls in your life, you can do this side of yours, live this side of yours.
No, and that's exactly why we carry those friendships. And overall, I think that kind of unity and women, they say, are the binding forces of a family or of a friends group also. Like in my groups, the women always try making plans and they bring people together. They bind the group together in families. Women always bind people together. Like
Because
all
we're
of them
so
have different
emotionally
schedules.
connected to
Yeah.
things. I feel men are more practical about things.
Yeah.
It either should be black or it either should be white, but
Yeah.
the gray matter is only where the women stand.
True.
Because you are so emotionally involved in everything. That's
True.
why the emotions are always at max level
Yeah.
with us,
Yeah.
right?
And also the intuition. Like sometimes women have that intuition of,
Yeah.
maybe, you give an advice maybe to your partner or to your girlfriend also for that matter that, oh, this is not right, that is right. I feel very strongly. And most times it turns out true. Like even your mother sends a few things before you do about your friends. So similarly,
I
like
think
girlfriends do
a
that.
mom's intuition
They're super
is
strong.
very strong.
Yeah, it's scary
And
strong.
that is far stronger than any other female friendship or your sister or anybody else, whoever
Can't
you
even
have.
compare it.
Moms are like
yeah.
another level. I guess you're intertwined with
Yeah.
your child in
True.
a way that you can foresee and predict things even before that they can even experience
yeah.
it.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can never compare
Yeah, my mom used to
anything.
always tell me, you can lie to anybody in this world, but you can't lie to
Yeah,
me.
don't even try.
And that is
You'll
so
get caught.
true. That's
Yeah.
so true. That, she's like, your mom will always find out.
Yeah.
And it's true. Now that I'm a mom, I know it is so true. Then also I knew it was true, but now I know it even more with reality.
Just with the
Yeah.
change in expression, no matter how much you try to cover it
Yeah,
up, you
yeah.
will get caught
Yeah.
by your mother.
Yeah.
So nothing can compare to that.
Yeah.
But then your girlfriends somewhere take that role. Eventually, at least they try, but then not in comparison, but even independently, they kind of sense that. And
Yeah.
even that turns out to be true in most cases. Depending on the bond again, the more closer you get and number of years you spend or the bond you share, you start to sense a few things about maybe not even judging the people they're hanging out with, but just coming from a place where I care for my girl and
Yeah.
I want to protect her. So
Yeah.
just listen to me, hear me out.
Yeah.
That advice also comes in. And that's also why you need to maintain those bonds. And that again comes in because, like you said, you can be childlike with them. And when you're childlike, they know your vulnerable side and the most vulnerable side that you can't share with your partner, also, maybe sometimes. So,
True.
yeah, and those bonds have to be valued,
Yes.
and nourished.
Yes.
With all of this happening in the world in terms of relationships, friendships, so much division is winning somehow, like division for the smallest things. And it's winning. That's also why you see people being in different relationships at different phases, and friendships also change. Like we all are lucky, one of the lucky, very rare people who continued friendships for a very long time, but most people have different groups and different seasons. So why do you think division is winning so big with every relationship, probably?
Division. See, if I think division is easy to do.
Yeah.
Unity is difficult because it requires a lot to keep people together. And we live in a day and age where everything is replaceable.
Yeah.
If you today something is not working, you go to the shop, replace it.
Yeah.
Something is lost, tomorrow you get another one. So I feel because of that, it's very easy for things like this to slip into your relationship attitude, the attitude that you have towards
Yeah.
your relationships also. And you feel like nothing is permanent. Something is here tomorrow and gone.
Yeah.
Here, it's here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, if you want to keep a relationship intact, whichever relationship it is, it's become very difficult these days because nobody wants to put in the hard work. Nobody would advise that those relationships stay together,
Yeah.
right? Be it friendships or romantic relationships. There are some which are very toxic.
Yeah.
Now, those kind of relationships, you will never advise a person to repair.
True.
But when it comes to healthy relationships, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it.
Correct.
And not everybody is willing to put in that hard work.
Right.
And when it is easier to let go than to hold on. And if something is not working for you, you want to leave it.
Yeah.
If something is not suiting you today, you want to let go. It's not right. If in a healthy relationship, when you invest in it, when you nurture it, when you choose it again and again every single day, and it has to be reciprocal, it's not one way. I've heard a lot of people say that love can be one-sided. That's an empty love. That's empty.
Yeah.
If you maybe I love a celebrity, my favorite actor or hero, that is like a crush. That's like something okay. But when you're in a relationship, it has to be two-sided. And when you have something as genuine as that, when you invest into it, it will always make something stronger and bigger, better.
Right.
And when you have built something over the years, which is so strong, it gives you peace and contentment.
Yeah.
You wake up every day feeling so peaceful in your mind that you are around the same people.
Right.
But trying to disrupt a relationship just because it's not working for you, for things that could have also been solved or settled.
Right.
Where are you going to go in life? You're going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
But there's going to be no secure foundation to anything that you do. And that is going to cause a lot of unrest in your mind, right?
Yeah. Basically, repair and restore versus replace and move on is the modern culture. And that's like summing up what you just said. It's pretty much that. But then also, since you said nobody would advise somebody to continue staying in a toxic relationship or friendship where it's draining them more than pouring into each other and adding to each other.
Yeah.
So that's like lifting heavy weights and trying to stay straight and strong. It's not possible. But in repair versus restore, repair and restore, there is some beauty to it. And replace and move on, even if somebody is labeling something toxic, it's coming out for lamest of the reasons. Like I've heard a lot of people these days say that for smallest of the things, oh, this is toxic. Oh, I had a fight. This is toxic. This is trauma. So labeling anything and everything toxic is also, now it might not be that big of a problem. But when you hear that from 10 different friends in 10 different ways about, and just because you shared a certain issue, personal part of your story, and those words are being said, you also start to believe that. And then you operate out of that with the other person. How can this be changed probably? Or did you ever experience anything like this?
See, growing up, I've always believed in repair and restore.
Yeah.
It always felt like the right thing to do. But as I said, not every relationship is worthy of that.
Correct.
You don't meet the right kind of people whom you want to go back to investing into that relationship again and again.
True. Very true.
And it is very easy with the in the world that we are today, where you don't see a lot of people having stable relationships.
True.
You don't see a lot of couples having a relationship where they are absolutely committed to each other.
Yeah.
You don't get to see husbands and wives who want to deal with their problems
Yeah.
by themselves and not
Right.
involve 100 people
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people going through a lot of things in
Yeah.
life, right? And because marriage has become a good thing to do, or something that the society
Yeah,
expects
they
you
do it
of,
for the sake
of
it.
now is the age, now she needs to get married,
Yeah.
now is the age, you need to have kids.
Yeah.
Who has
Set the
said,
benchmark.
who has set the benchmark
Yeah.
that this is the age for this or
True.
that? If you do not meet a person who fits into who you are as a
Yeah.
human being, you need to fit like a puzzle,
Hmm.
right? If there is someone who doesn't fit right, don't go ahead and marry that person.
Yeah.
It's not a business deal,
Yeah.
which right now marriages are business deals.
True.
Especially in our country,
Yeah.
it is all about status, it is all about joining bigger families
Correct,
together. And sometimes these relationships end up where the husband and wife truly are devout to each other, or sometimes it comes to a point where you are just living like two room housemates.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to your relationship.
Right.
You do what you want, I do what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
But that is not what marriage was designed to be in the first place.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be invested in your spouse and enjoy this partnership to a point where you don't crave for anything else.
Yeah.
You don't desire anything
Yeah.
else. Loyalty is something so pure.
Yeah.
Loyalty is not something that is difficult to achieve.
Yeah.
If it is difficult, it only means that when you strive towards it and you stick to it, there is some reward at the end of it that you get, a reward of mental peace, satisfaction, happiness,
Yeah.
contentment, which comes only when you are all the time investing your feelings and emotions back into the same person.
Correct.
It's difficult to find those kind of relationships. And because it is so easy these days, for you can even go to and fly to another country and rent yourself a boyfriend for a night.
Okay.
Those things are also
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't need
Right.
to build a relationship, you can just have someone for a
Yeah.
day. So when everything is so I don't know how to put it,
Available. There are too many
available,
options.
yeah, so many options.
Yeah.
So of course the division it overpowers unity,
Yeah.
and you feel like this is the world we are in right now, this is how we're supposed to
Yeah.
operate, and that's it. You make up your mind one day, that's it, your life will function that
Yeah.
way, right? But
And also the contrast, right? Like the modern relationships, like the millennials and above, call Gen Zs, and they blame them in terms of, oh, you give term to everything. There's monkey branching, benching, all that nonsense. And there is a contrast to it where Gen Zs feel that millennials, obviously, most of them are married and being about to get married in similar phase, and they blame them for having open marriages.
yeah,
And recently, a person was telling me that second marriages and third marriages are very common. Have you heard of it? I said third.
yeah,
But they said, yeah, it's common now.
because you don't find the partner that, see, you whenever you marry a person,
Yeah.
you have a sense of some understanding of what you're expecting
Yeah.
out of the other person,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And then you marry that person, you don't get it.
Yeah.
When you don't get it and you feel like, oh no, I made a mistake again, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
If you have the energy in you, you will want to try another
Right,
time, because at
right.
the end of the day, we all want to be in a space where we are happy.
Correct.
So right
Safeguarded.
now,
Yeah.
people are bold enough to take another step,
Correct,
go to
correct.
have another marriage, or if this doesn't work, try again another
Correct,
time.
correct.
But there was a point in the world where, whether you are being troubled, whether you are going through any abuse, whether you are being tortured in a family, you don't have the right to leave.
Yeah.
That's also wrong.
And women
And
only
women,
reward women saying that, oh, that's a great job. You have
yeah,
endurance.
yeah, you have endurance. You have stuck through this match. It's
Yeah.
great to stick through it,
Yeah.
but not to a point where it is
You're not
ruining
happy.
your mental peace.
Correct,
Because some marriages can be extremely stressful,
Yeah.
and I know of people who still want to give it another shot,
Yeah,
still
yeah.
want that, to each their own. They're trying their level best, but when you're done trying, when you're done, like it's not working out for you,
Yeah.
as a human being, I would never suggest, no, go back, no, go and invest yourself in
Yeah.
that, right? It makes no sense.
True.
If you have the energy, you will try again.
Yeah.
But as I said, there is no guarantee that you will land the right person.
Correct.
And coming back to what I said then, of why I did what I did, was because of this.
Yeah.
Because I knew that landing the wrong partner is so freaking easy.
Yeah.
You can, and it can happen in an instant of a decision that you make. So I needed that divine intervention, or whatever you call it, so that I know for a fact that I'm making the right choice.
True.
Because I don't want to be in a relationship that is a repeat and a repeat and a repeat. I want to be in a relationship that is secure enough for me, that I don't have to think of anyone or anything else.
Right.
And everybody, usually when you get married, that should be your perspective.
True. And again, like the group mentality I was talking about, the younger generations feel this about the older people right now. And of course, the terms might be different and things that are happening with millennials might be different. But then the common factor between both of them, I mean, recently the more I talk to people, the more I realize, okay, everybody has so many perspectives and they're very strong about their opinions or perspectives because they operate out of it. But the common point was everyone calls the simplest of things toxic and quickly move on because of course, they don't have that grounding. Some situations are unfortunate where you don't suggest them to stay there. But in most situations, they just jump and hop on because they feel they have too many options. They feel so unsettled every single time in every single place. That happens with relationships, friendships, everything. So, with what you have done, although there were options, although there were chances and every possible thing, you actually sat down with yourself and tried to understand what you as a person would be happy with in life. And that's when you landed in the right place. Otherwise, you'll just keep hovering all over the place.
And it's very easy to be in that situation, honestly. It's very, very difficult to be in a situation where you have got the kind of love and affection from people, and whatever you have expected of them, you've got it.
Right.
It's difficult. It's not easy to find. And people who don't see it, people who have not found it yet, it's easy for them to believe that it's not out there.
Yeah.
Because you can only want something that you have seen happen.
You can either experience
it or hope for it. But if you have been in a relationship once or twice and you've not found it, then you're never going to want it again, because you're going to feel like this is the kind of people who are out there. There's nothing better that can come out of it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Like in our case, went to women's colleges, had our own share of trauma, but did not stop making friends. Did not stop giving the love out, because it has to be given first before you receive it.
And after giving also so much, sometimes you are left with nothing to give anymore. You're empty from inside. And you're empty from inside because there is not one person around you who is pouring back into you. It's not always about giving. It's
not always.
It's about receiving also.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have someone who, it could be a friend, it could be a love relationship, it could be your parents, it could be anyone, someone who is pouring back into you and reassuring you that they are there for you.
True. But what I meant was, because something happened with you, you don't stagnate there.
Stagnate.
And you give yourself
Exactly.
out without any
And that
inhibitions. Now,
requires a lot of strength.
yeah, because now if I had a trauma with some women,
Yes.
and now if I stop being friends with other women,
Yeah. That's not
or
right.
if I'm trying also, if I'm going there with some preconceived notions of, oh, this might happen, that might happen, but giving your best irrespective.
Yeah.
And that's what I meant. Like, irrespective, giving goes first, and pouring into each other is so important to keep it intact and keep it going
Yeah.
for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
for as long as you're happy
Yeah.
together.
That's so true. That's why, preparing yourself for the relationship that you want to be in is so important, because it reminds you when you're making the wrong choice. It reminds you of of the expectations you had set in your mind for yourself.
Right.
That I'm not going to date a person like this, right? Your past relationships will teach you something, and then you go back wanting to date the person with same kind of characteristics. Then it is your fault.
Yeah.
But you realize, and you're like, listen, next time when I go there, if I see,
I know my don'ts.
if I know what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not, and if I find this a little bit shady somewhere, I know this is my time to exit. So you have to be careful, you have to be smart, you can't be fool.
No, and also when your friend or partner is not safeguarding you, is when you feel like pulling out, and you safeguard yourself.
Because absolutely.
You have no other choice.
You have no other choice. You have to take those decisions into your hands and make sure that you are making the right choice for yourself, and you are making the right choice for your future.
After, like, with all the relationships that are happening around, your title, ENE2 is what I feel each time I hear a story. But then the movie also is about friendships and how much they do for each other, and they protect each other, safeguard each other, and they go
all out for each other. Yes.
Understanding.
Yes.
Again, evolving together and individually also, with their goals, ambitions, relationships.
And the feeling towards each other that, we want to be there for this person. We want to help this person out. We want to, perhaps bring this person out of their misery, or just to be around them. And it's not just with the four friends, but it's also you also get to see it in the love angles in the film, where the couples are also invested in each other to understand the other person's perspective, and try and lift the other person up from whatever they are going through very subtly.
Even in part one, like your scene, you are actually you play audience point of view in the movie, because we know all their stories through you. You shoot a few questions at them and them answering. And that scene is very beautiful. But right after, just because one character, Karthik character, says, "Arey, I want to go to Goa," he'll just take him, like, even if
They
he's
all
unconscious.
will go. And they all
After
will go,
that.
because they all see that, at a point that he's making the wrong choice. And as friends, sometimes you can't directly go, like how you're talking about giving advice.
True.
You can't directly go and give that person advice and say, no,
won't
don't
work
do
even
this.
if
It
you
won't
do.
work. They won't listen to you. But be with them in that journey.
And
in
let
that
them
journey
realize
of,
on their
and I
own.
let them realize on their own, which is so important, because that self-realization will actually do more for you than following somebody else's advice.
True.
I do that with my kids also. When I see them going towards doing something wrong, which can, cause them some sort of discomfort or pain, told them once, told them twice, they don't want to listen, I wait for them. I wait for them to do it so that they learn. Of course, my eyes will always be on them. But when they experience it, like,
they'll never forget
they will
that.
never forget it.
And they'll never repeat it also.
They'll never repeat it again. So it was like my son was playing with a rubber band, and he kept on doing this. Kept on doing this. I told him, it'll hurt you. It'll sting. No. So I waited until it hurt him. So when it
He
I'm
did.
not. So when he did that, and it
No.
hurt him, and it hurt. Then I held him because he started crying, and I said, "See, that's what Mama was trying to tell you. Don't do this, but it's
Yeah.
okay. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. This is gonna go away."
Yeah.
But I felt like experiences are so important in your
Yeah.
life, for in every field.
Very true.
Yeah.
And that's what great friends do. They stick with you, like in your
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
They stick with you, make you feel light, like because they rest of the friends know that this guy is taking a wrong
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
They don't even advise him in terms of this is right, this is wrong. It's
Yeah.
very easy. Like the easiest thing to do is sit in the same bar and tell him on his
Yeah.
face that, bro, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Don't do this. And if you're doing it for this reason, it's toxic. No. They take him out, and that is also said in a very funny way.
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want the girl? Do you want the marriage? Do you
Yeah.
want the club?
Yeah.
What is that you want
Yeah.
in life? So they're putting a thought in his own head, making him think through those words. And now he's processing on his own. And that's best kind of friendships,
Yes.
probably. And you have actually lived all of them. But I can't wait for your part 2 and
Even I can't
how
wait
much
for the
more
part 2.
madness there
Yeah,
is.
it's super. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there is no better team than the team that I have worked with on ENE.
Absolutely.
Everybody is so driven by each other, and to have most of them who worked on the first part there for
Yeah.
the second one,
Yeah.
it was like a college reunion. We had so much fun.
Friends making movie about
Yeah,
friendship.
friendship.
How beautiful.
And I don't know if you know this about my director, but the four friends that
Yes,
he has
yes.
in the movie are
Yes. Childhood
are
friends.
his childhood
Yeah.
friends, and most of them are working on our
Yeah,
movie as
yes.
well, and they and so you can see that friendship also happening there
Yeah.
with these four characters happening here, and we've all built some sort of a friendship between each other, so that is also so overwhelming.
Yeah.
It becomes more of like a homely
Back to college.
atmosphere. Homely
Yeah.
atmosphere, you're not working there because it's work.
Yeah.
You're just having a great time with each other, and I think that is what you will see reflect on screen.
Wow.
It won't be like something which is so put on or acting type, fake or anything like that. It'll be so
Comes very
it'll come so
naturally.
easily,
Yeah.
naturally. It'll flow so organically,
Yeah.
and that is what I'm really looking forward to seeing on screen.
That's amazing. And Tarun is a great leader.
Yes.
Like, although it's friends making movie about friendship, it's also very professional.
Yeah.
And the work is so on point. They're
Yeah.
always trying to do something very path-breaking, even in terms of
Yes.
making, not just
Yes.
story
And
or script.
even to a point where we had script reading.
Yeah.
We had to rehearse our dialogues with the team together,
Yeah.
where Tarun was there trying to, oversee everything that was going on, and what we are saying, or what
Right.
is the emotion that we are
Right,
carrying is so important, because I don't see that happen in most films. You don't have a full script reading. We had a full script reading in a conference room. All of us sat down together. Tarun read that entire script by himself, and we were all doing our dialogues. But that is the level of professionalism that they are carrying with them for their film.
Correct.
And that is so important.
That's the vision I think a director should have, because he knows
absolutely
what exactly he wants to make and show to the audience.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, it's great that he's picking up the right people also for the characters without going by now for somebody who just delivered a blockbuster could have easily chosen to do a big movie with a big hero.
Yeah.
But he didn't choose that. He chose art.
Yeah.
And also with the casting, everybody fit into those roles so well. Like, even your character, we couldn't imagine anybody else. Even now, when part 2 was happening and the news was all over, the anticipation chat was all around, and people were talking about, okay, what if this character is not being played by this actor, and permutations for multiple characters. But we couldn't even imagine anybody else playing Shirley.
So sweet.
From Inagarani. So if you can reveal anything about your character from part 2, Or like how different is it going to be like from part
No,
one?
as I said, no, that both of us have evolved in life.
Yes.
Life has taught us many
Right.
things. We've come to a stage in our life where we are pursuing new things,
Yeah.
and that is what you will see in the film. But for me, playing Shirley does not come out of force. It's like she's living inside of me.
Yeah.
And so when I'm on set, I become Shirley very instantly. And
You're playing you.
another version,
Yeah.
another version of me. And I'm so fortunate that the movie that I'm supposed to come back with is this.
Exactly.
It could have been anything
Yeah,
else.
absolutely.
It could have been anything else, but it couldn't have been as perfect as this one.
True.
Then also when I did ENE1, I was like, if this is the last movie I'm going to do, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with everything, the team, the production. I'm so happy with everything that it doesn't matter to me. But then that thing was always in my mind that, I'm choosing something else right now. I'm starting my own family and everything. Maybe this movie will happen and release, the part 2 will happen and release.
Yeah.
But, it could have been done. It's been 8 years.
True.
But it was meant for me, so it came to me.
No, and they say that every character is the return for this particular actor. The character will choose the actor and not the other way around.
Not the other way around.
It can't happen.
But
But
I'm so glad that Shirley chose me again.
no, we are very happy and excited
Thank
to
you.
see you as Shirley again.
Thank you.
And of course, like you said, it's happening after 8 years. Another divine intervention in your life, in a way.
Yes,
So
it is a divine intervention. I
True.
remember telling my husband one day, he said, because everybody would ask him, have you stopped her from acting in
Oh.
films? Is it because, now you're married, so are you not going to pursue another career? Or what is it that is stopping you from, doing something else? And I would always, first of all, it didn't matter to me what people thought.
Yeah.
But I remember telling my husband that if this is meant for me, it should come to me. I don't want to go running after it.
Yeah.
Because the fear in running after something is that I'm running after
And
what I perceive is good
and
for
it will move
myself.
farther away from
And
you.
I can be absolutely wrong with it.
True.
And I told him, and I've always been like this with decisions that I've made somehow. I think God has been so kind to me that every time I've left some decision into His hands, He has always come back showing me that I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you said. And that's exactly how ENE happened. I was not supposed to do ENE. ENE was supposed to be another actress's role. It was not mine.
Yeah.
And then it came back to me again.
Yeah.
So again, I feel like it was definitely divine intervention that
Very true.
8 years later, when I am absolutely ready, and this time I'm coming back not just as an actor, I'm coming back as a mom, I'm coming back as a wife, I'm coming back as a more grounded, secure, happy person. And so to be able to come back as all of these things and be able to do something that I genuinely wanted to do 8 years ago is divine intervention.
Absolutely. Of course, God is your anchor and He will be. But faith is something that can shake in a few situations, like especially when you're going through a phase of a disappointment or setback or a heartbreak, betrayal, a lot of phases that we all go through. Sometimes it might shake a little bit, or you might feel like, God, are you even listening? Are you even there? And if you are, why are you doing this to me? And things like that. How do you keep yourself grounded and anchored in God, even in those situations? Or did you ever step back, or did you go through any thought of disbelief?
See, I feel like uncertainty is the way of life.
Yeah.
You always, your family, your friends, your relationships, everything, your work, your career, everything is uncertain at a point. And sometimes you do feel spaced out. You don't know in which direction you're heading and whether the choices that you've made are right for you or wrong for you. And in those situations, you will definitely feel completely lost. And I have many times felt lost like that. But what has changed for me over the years is that my faith is no more based off of something that somebody is asking me to do. Like, before it used to be my mom or my family used to say, beta, pray, beta, you need to seek God for guidance. Or because my entire family, they are very, invested into their faith and beliefs. But at this stage in my life, my entire perspective is moved by experience.
Right.
It's not just moved by hope.
Yeah.
It's moved by experience.
Yeah.
So I have evolved and come to this stage in my life. If you asked me a couple of years ago that, in this situation, if something like this happened to you, something, some bad situation came into your life, yes, I would be the one who would panic.
Yeah.
I would be the one who would be like, why God? Why is this happening to me all of a sudden? But today, because I have seen multiple things happen in my life for good, multiple things change when I pray, multiple things happen so specifically to what I have asked. I know that there is nothing in this world that I will face that is difficult for God to handle.
Yeah.
But that is my perspective, which has built all these through these years of what I have experienced.
Correct.
So today, when I face challenging situations, in my mind, I'm always with God. I'm like, God, and my relationship with God is not formal.
Yeah.
It's not something that is flowery words or some mantra or something which is like written in this
more
thing,
like a
right? It is
conversation.
more like a conversation. And I feel like God appreciates that kind of a
Correct.
relationship.
Yeah.
I say, God, I'm going through this. Now you have to show me, like, what am I supposed to do? If you are in this situation and you're trying to teach me something, keep my mind fixed on what you're trying to teach me through this.
Right.
Because I don't want to be in a loop with this situation. I want to get out of it. So if it is whatever the lesson is, show me so I know, and then I can learn it and I'll get out of the situation. If it is sickness or if it is problems in some other way, I pray and ask God to send healing, to send something that will help us out in this situation, or to lead us to the right doctors or medical specialists who can help us out with something like that. And always you receive answers.
True.
Always. So I mean, I have never felt that the God whom I'm trusting in or putting my faith in or whom I'm asking for things to has never left me unanswered. At every single thing has always come in some sort of an answer, and I am a witness to that in my life.
So beautiful.
So God is my anchor.
Yeah.
And when I say God, I mean Jesus, because I have not experienced this with any other God. I've experienced it only with him. And that is what is, and honestly, everybody says, oh, there was a really weird myth going around saying that my husband converted to Christianity because of me. No, he did not. Before I met him, he had a very real experience and encounter with Jesus Christ. And that made him want to follow the path that he's on. He is a self-made man. He has had no support from anyone in his family. He's come all the way where he is right now by himself.
Wow.
So a person who is like that, it is very
Not easy.
unlikely that somebody can push you to doing something or to becoming something for someone. And even if you do something because you love the other person, it's not going to last. If you have to have something that lasts, it has to be something that genuinely comes from within you.
True.
And that's exactly what happened with him. And my relationship with God, my faith in God, even though I was born in a Christian family, which was not this strong, has become this strong, seeing him
Wow.
and his experiences. You have no clue about the kind of miraculous things that he has seen in his life happen, and they are like magic. And seeing that, when you're seeing it happen in front of you, you're a fool not to
Yeah.
believe it. You're
Yeah.
a fool to say that, oh my gosh, this is by chance or by luck. His relationship with God strengthened my relationship with God, brought me to a point where where God is so personal to me, like a friend.
Yeah.
And I can speak to him like a friend.
Yeah.
I don't have to make flowery prayers, or I don't have to do this, or I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to an image of Jesus in my house and pray in front of
Can't
it.
be ritualistic about
It is
God.
my relationship with God is absolutely not ritualistic. I don't believe in religion.
True.
I don't believe in rituals. I believe in a personal connect with your creator.
True.
And when you know who your creator is, you talk to him like I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
Very true.
And what I get when I'm in very, very tough situations, when I have been in the past, I have received peace. And that is very strange.
Yeah.
That when you're going through something so intense in your life,
Yeah.
but inside you there is this calm.
Yeah.
Like you are not agitated, irritated, annoyed,
True.
feeling pressurized, nothing.
Yeah.
And then you start questioning yourself. Is this even real?
Yeah.
I'm going through one extremely, confusing situation right now, but I'm so peaceful.
True.
That is another sign
Yeah.
that God is with you.
Absolutely.
And that has changed my life, changed my perspective. I don't have to speak for myself.
Yeah.
You can ask anyone who knows me.
True.
And anyone who knows my relationship, my family, my kids. They will all tell you this.
Yeah.
Because when you're
I
living
can
a life,
attest to that.
because when something is happening in your life, it's not happening just to both of you.
True.
There are a lot of people around you who are witnessing
Yeah.
it,
True.
and they are all a witness to what is happening. So it's not something that is a secret.
True.
So this has changed in my life, and God is my anchor. There is nothing else. I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
I still have I'm a fun-loving person. I love to go out with my friends. I love to have a good time. I'm quirky, mental, whatever, with people who I'm around with.
True.
It's not like just because, she's so God-fearing, it doesn't mean I've become like one saint. God also doesn't expect that of you.
Yeah.
You be yourself.
Correct.
You be yourself and be clear in your heart.
Yeah.
And let your conscience be right.
Yeah.
That is what speaks more to God.
Correct.
Than wearing one white robe and trying to be like a nun and trying to be like, oh, holier than thou.
Right.
That is outward appearance. That does not satisfy God. God is not a fool.
True.
He can see through and through you. You can be the greatest saint in the world and have the dirtiest heart inside. So he can see through you, right?
True.
So, and that's what I believe in. No more pretense.
Yeah.
No more fake show.
Yeah.
Be you, be genuine self, trust in God, surrender to God, and leave everything else alone. What is meant for you in a greater measure will come back to you.
Yeah.
And you will always remain peaceful, content, and happy.
100%. I agree. And you have been a witness to your husband's story, and you have experienced a lot of miracles in your own life. And it's so beautiful how you place your trust in him and the calm you feel, the sense of comfort you feel.
You must have experienced it yourself.
It can come from
How
God
is that?
only.
What is this feeling?
Yeah.
This feeling of
It's unreal.
absolute peace.
Yeah.
It is unreal.
Yeah.
And when you experience it, it confuses you.
Yeah. No, not just us, people around us also. Like in a few peak situations, they are surprised. How are you so calm? And these are the same people who saw me lose my cool. And now I don't react like that anymore. And my only answer is God, because I place my trust, give all my situations and submit.
Yeah.
When you're in full submission, you release the control.
Yeah.
So when you freak out in situations, you freak out because you try to control them, and you feel like, oh, why is this getting messed up? It should be this way, that way, I'm in control.
Yes.
No, you're not in charge. When you know you're not in charge, and when you know the right source will not fail you, if it's
Yeah.
if it
I
belongs to
mean,
you.
I would be a fool to think that God is
Yeah.
going to fail me.
And if
I would,
anything like thing,
yeah,
career,
yeah,
character,
yeah.
business, anything, if it belongs to
Anything,
you,
God will
it will.
never fail you. That is, first
Yeah.
of all, the bottom line of it.
True.
So if you had any other perceptions about him, you're a fool.
Yeah.
Because he's all loving, he's all generous.
True. True.
He only wants the best for you.
Yeah.
And he will see you through any situation in
Yeah.
life. Just hold on to him. Wow.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to do this with the supernatural? I mean, you would definitely
And it's
want it.
better than like any therapy.
Struggling yourself.
any
See, even if you
therapy
go
in
for
the world.
therapy,
No,
you're
that's
going to
great
another
for solace.
human.
Yes.
You're going to another human being.
That's a solace which will give you validation.
It'll give you
not
validation,
solution.
but that very person whom you are going to for therapy is also a human being.
Absolutely.
That person has their own faults and own failures.
Correct.
And it could be that when they are advising you, they themselves are going through something.
Yeah.
It is great.
We
Please
all do,
go.
yeah.
Please listen to, if you have a point to go to somebody who is helping you out with therapy, yes,
Yeah.
go to them. But if you have the option of tapping into the real source who
Exactly.
can never be adulterated,
Correct.
why would you choose anybody else?
100%.
Go to the source itself,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
tap into
Yeah.
that itself.
And the things that belong to you, nobody can take it away.
Yeah.
And if it's not
Meant for you, it's good for
let
you.
God chip it off at the
Yeah,
earliest, and
yeah.
that's again probably the best prayer.
Best, yeah.
If it doesn't belong to me, take it away. And you should be ready to release. And
Absolutely.
Jesus was born, when you were talking about rituals, Jesus was born to live a certain kind of life, and he was against the rituals and religion both.
Yes.
He broke every single thing that
Yes.
was written.
He was
written
known.
in scriptures.
He was known to be a rebel because until then people were so ritualistic,
Yeah.
and they lost their love
Yeah.
for their creator
Yeah.
and became more into rituals and religion.
Yeah. And they'll say anything and everything
and-
in the name of God.
Yeah, in the name of God, they could try
Read your
and move
scripture.
anything.
Yeah.
And his sole purpose was to reconnect you to your main
Father.
source, which
Yeah.
is the Father, and to God.
Yeah.
And to break off all these preconceived notions
Yeah.
that you have to be a certain way to be accepted by God.
Yeah.
No, you don't. And if you look at the Bible, the Bible was written many years ago,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of people assume that it's
Assume
2000.
that
It's
it
not
was
2000,
the
guys.
Bible started with Jesus. No,
Yeah. No, it did
no,
not.
it did not start with Jesus. It has been around for many centuries.
Yeah.
And it's so freaking interesting because it's a storybook.
Yeah.
It's a storybook
It's a
written.
collection of books.
Yeah, it's a book which is a compilation of testimony of 40 different people.
Yeah. True.
And these 40 different people have had one-on-one encounters with God.
True.
Through revelation,
True.
through writing,
True.
through everything. And though these 40 people have lived in different timelines,
Yeah.
they were not all friends.
Yeah.
They all lived in different timelines, different centuries,
Yeah.
but they all say the same thing.
They were guided by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, and they all talk about the same thing. They all lead you to the same thing.
Same start,
the
same
the
end, same
birth of
everything.
Jesus was predicted all the way in
Yeah,
the
true,
Old Testament, saying that the Messiah would come. And so when he came, it was a fulfillment of over 300 prophecies. These kind of facts, these kind of things got me so interested to want to study more and more and try and understand that what is this. And people who wrote the Bible, most of them have been martyred. And they didn't feel the fear of sacrificing their life, because they knew what they were standing up for was the truth.
True.
And once you have that truth in front of you, if somebody asks you to deny it, you cannot deny it. And it's one thing knowing and reading the Bible. It is another thing praying, practicing, and experiencing it in today's world.
True. And it's so challenging.
It is challenging, but it is mind-blowing.
Yeah, when you do it and
It
experience
is crazy. It is
Nothing can
it is
match
like
that.
a revelation.
Yeah.
There is nothing to match it.
Yeah.
You see your life change. You see yourself change as a person.
Yes.
You see things, you look at the world in a more
Yeah.
different perspective. And you know what? You don't need anybody else's help.
Yeah.
You don't need a pastor.
Yeah.
You don't need a preacher.
Just
You don't
open your
need
Bible.
you don't need anyone.
Yeah.
Take their inputs, yes,
Correct.
but your relationship with God
Is yours.
is yours. You don't need anyone to guide you.
Absolutely.
You take it at your own pace with him, and he is a real person.
Yeah.
He is a real
living
person.
God.
He is living.
Yeah.
His spirit is there. You can feel it when you. I mean, I am talking about it because I'm so excited about it because it
know.
happens to me.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
And also, we spoke about like how some things are fair and unfair. It feels like that, right? But now, the most difficult thing that we know about Jesus' life is crucifixion. The most perfect person died for the most imperfect people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what can beat that?
Yeah. See, and even his death, he prophesied it himself. He said, and if he was not God, how would he know what is going to happen to him? I wanted to understand one day what is the significance of this sacrifice. And when I did my reading, it said that everybody believes in a real world and a spiritual world. In a real world, you have money as currency. In the spiritual world, blood is the currency. So if you go to any person who is doing kala jadoo, be doing witchcraft, things like that, they always have skulls, dead things around them. Why? Because the blood that is poured out of it is a currency for them to engage in the powers that they are seeing or they are trying to get, they are trying to grasp or get. Before, whenever you committed a sin, your sin was paid off by sacrificing an animal. Okay, if you go into the old doctrines or old anything, those gurus or those people or those saints in the beginning, whatever,
they say Bali.
You kill an animal, the animal's blood is shed, your sins are forgiven, right?
This makes a lot of sense.
So when you come to a point where a person like Jesus, who said he was the Son of God, he had to sacrifice himself as a human and shed his blood, but because he was God, his blood was an atonement for the sins of all mankind, all people, not just one religion or not just Jews. It was for everybody sitting in this room, every single person. What changed after that sacrifice was that anyone who commits a sin and is ready to repent does not have to go through religious law. They can sit in a lonely room. You can sit anywhere, wherever you are. Pray and ask God, ask Jesus to forgive you, and he will forgive you because he has the right to forgive you because he is Son of God. And only the blood which has that much of power in spiritual world holds that high level of currency.
Wow.
Now you think, I mean, for those who can understand, hear me by the Spirit of God, because these are facts. Now the resurrection of Jesus was something that was witnessed by several people, more than 500, 600 people in the town where he resurrected. His disciples, whom he had chosen, who were following him, they themselves thought that that was the end of him when they crucified him on the cross. In fact, some of them, even when the Romans tried to ask them, are you his disciple? They were scared that they will also be crucified, so they rejected him. That was Peter and so many others. They rejected him. They said, no, we don't know him. But when they saw him resurrect in person, and when they could put their fingers in his wounds, it changed their life to a point where they're willing to kill themselves, be killed, or martyred for the sake of what they believed in. That was how strong it was. So the death of Christ is not a sad story. Oh no, so sad, such a holy person.
It's a story of a resurrection.
It is a most powerful story of God becoming human. so that the only thing that can separate us from God is sin.
Yeah.
So he gives the ultimate sacrifice of himself, pays it in full in currency.
Beautiful.
Now we don't have to do any other religious acts
Yeah.
or religious rituals to become pure, clean, or holy.
Correct.
We just have to believe in him, right? And then for him
live
to
like him.
and resurrect from the grave, saying death is also not a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And it was not by chance. He said it. I will rise again on the third day.
Right.
And what he said, he did.
Yeah.
Nobody else in human history has ever done that.
True.
Nobody else. There are a lot of mythology, but this is theology.
Yeah.
And there are, of course, Christ's death and resurrection is the most debated topic in the world.
True.
But nobody has ever been able to come to a point and say that it's not true.
Yeah.
Because you have several manuscripts from the Roman times of those kings and people who lived in that time. They would also write and give accounts that have accounts of all the things that had happened. So it's not just the Bible. And Bible is not written by one person.
True. And that's best part.
Yeah, it's the best part. It is a compilation of different people during different timelines.
Yeah.
So that made me so interested in wanting to research more, understand more, wanting to, just know what is this, who is this God, what is his character, what is this person like. And that has changed my life completely.
That's beautiful.
I have not lost myself in doing this, by the way. I have not lost myself.
Better.
I've become a more better person, happier person, and I don't feel the need to prove myself to anybody. Not many people understand the sacrifice of God.
That's the liberation you have when you
that's
in God.
Yeah.
Grow in God.
Yeah. And
I learned, when you were speaking, I learned a lot of things through this conversation because you shared things that I probably didn't know, some of them. I did not. But it's so beautiful and it all makes perfect sense.
Yeah. It made perfect sense to me because I wanted to delve deeply into it and understand it in the most basic way.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a person who will put my faith in something just because somebody is saying something is good.
Yeah.
I will always, I'm a well-educated girl. I'm not a fool. I will put my faith into something that actually works. Absolutely. And I'm not going to waste my time otherwise.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're actually living that life and also building communities is another thing that I know about you. You build communities. You're not just a mother, wife, daughter, sister, but you're also a great friend, a great actress, and a woman who has her vision set and clear.
Yes.
And I'm really grateful for having this conversation. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on every single detail. And it all came from heart.
Yes.
I could clearly hear you out.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me on this show. I think your vision is so beautiful to start a podcast like this and to bring your vision to life is a very bold step, and you've done it. And I'm so happy to be the first female guest on your show. I think it's a great opportunity for me also to be able to share my side of the story. So thank you for giving me this platform.
I honestly couldn't have... I thought of a lot of names, but they somehow aligned. And because it's you, I've had that comfort of we went into gospel, we went into female friendships, marriages, probably everything. And I know we can go on and on about it, but thank you so much for doing this and being so patient through the process. And I can't wait for you to shine brighter and do better things in life, career, everywhere, and build communities like you're already doing with the great wisdom you have. I'm honestly inspired by what I learned today. I'll do more of it probably.
I'm so glad.
And most importantly, we can't wait for Tina Girani ki part 2 and we can't wait to see you as Shirley again.
Yeah, I'm I am also so excited for Inagrani Kemaindi. I cannot tell you. I have to tell Tarun now to release it fast.
Yeah, I will chase him
So
now.
chase him now. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Give you so good.
Same here.